That's like crazy.
Welcome to the Watchtower. Thank you for tuning in. We got a nice special episode today where we're able to get Ant to hop on with me and Jeremy, reviewing the month of May. Honestly, there's been a lot that's happened in the scene over the past few weeks, so we want to do a good twist on reviewing things and just reviewing where we are in the scene. But Jeremy, how you?
I'm good. I'm just coming back from the gym.
There we go. Rocking that Ghana jersey. You know, it's gonna be a good summer. And then Ant
Yep.
coming in, man. Ant, talk to me, man. How you doing?
I'm feeling amazing. Just got a job.
Excellence. I started my first. That's crazy. I started my job today too. My new job. So
Yeah.
yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Going up and up, man. You know we got to.
hmm
So what we want to do is take Ant's idea because Ant decided to get in the chat and ask uh a question of if you had to buy stocks or sell stocks in certain guys, who would you pick? And I told him, I said, yeah, that's a beautiful question. And he had his list. He sent his list right like at the same second that I sent my list. I know it says 46, 47, but I promise it was around the same second. So, and then Jeremy hopped in the chat and put his in the list too. So um go ahead and read your list. I'll read mine and Jeremy will read his.
All right,
Yeah.
my buys are definitely Keon. After that Moon win, he got a John Wick game. He probably gonna have a Skoob or Trey Croft game. I think he can win those. But just based off so far, he got a Moon win, a Scar win this year. He has a Dre win, and someone else. I'm forgetting who he else he played this year. But so far, those wins and probably he's gonna win against John Wick. I'll say that. And then you're gonna have probably a Cam and a Scoob game this year, which I think I can see him winning those. That's why I have Keon as my highest buy. I got Tello, who beat Pat, and he's on a rise. I can apparently he's gonna either play Trey Croft or Scar next. I'd love to see those matchups, but I got Tello beating either of them. Barely. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a good game. Trey Croft Tello would be an amazing game. So I can see that happening. Zoe just beat Bug. Probably has a chance of beating Malik. I have Zoe beating Malik like 30-24 around that range. And then he's probably going to be the number one small guard. And that's a great buy for me. And my cells,
Oh,
this
Well,
might
here,
be
hold
our
here.
on.
first.
Before you,
This is what I want to do. Let's go
hold
through
on.
buys. Let's debate buys. So,
Yeah, and hold
Jeremy,
on.
what you about to say?
Yeah, let me ask. I'm not debating the Keon pick because if I had a top five, even though I didn't have it in my three, the top five, Keon is my fifth. But uh, so Keon and Scoob, if they played, you said you got him winning. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
I have it like
I, I,
31-26 around there. It's
So
yeah,
close,
you're
because
close
saying
game.
you would pick Keon to win?
Yes.
Oh wow, you're high on Keon. And
yeah,
look,
what you
A
he
think?
lot of
can win, but I would pick
You
Scoop.
can.
So go ahead, man.
I think I might pick two, too. Yeah, I think I got Scoob, but it's close though.
Mhm.
Those are two. That's a good game. I haven't thought about it yet, so that's interesting.
Davo's trying. I think Davo said it's either Keon Scoob or Keon Trey Croft next at Summer Jam.
Hmm.
Man,
Yeah,
first
he
off,
beat Trey
that's
Crawford.
a major matchup, and I think he would beat Trey Croft.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think right now it's Nas Archie, Zay, Zay, someone else, and Rob Scoob.
Mm,
Rob Scoob.
not
Okay,
bad.
Rob Scoob.
Here-
That game will be
There's one
tense.
match. There's one matchup I know that's probably gonna happen, but he's in my cells, and I really want to talk about it. But we have to wait later on
Yeah.
for that one.
So let me say my buys.
All
So
right.
just spoiling it now. Everybody has Teo in their buys, so I would buy
Hmm.
Teo stock. But the first name I said was Bijan stock.
I
Um,
low key forgot about Bijan.
when you
Not
were
gonna lie,
making
when doing
yours,
my
got
list.
you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm buying Bijan stock, and I was struggling for a third name, so I said C4. I would buy C4 stock if I was anybody. I would buy his stock. Um, I I think Teo for obvious reasons. He's undefeated, and I think
Hmm.
he's way better than his competition that he's actually facing. So I think his
Hmm.
name would rise, and I think his talent would rise compared to
Hmm.
uh, the people that are in front of him. So Bijan is also kind of an obvious one. Obviously, you're saying you forgot him, and then Jeremy
Yeah, I would
put
have
him
put
in
him
his list.
number 1 low key if I remembered him.
Yeah, Bijan, man. He's really got it going on to the point where, obviously he just came off of his body bag where he murdered Reese, uh, and he
And
predicted
won
that.
4K.
Yeah, he won 4,000 in bets.
Yeah, he betted Nas 1,000, Davo 1,000, 200 guys 1,000 that he would keep him under 15.
Well,
Yeah,
that
that
is
that
amazing.
that bet. He bet. Yeah, yeah. He bet with. Um, my fault. Who did he play? I'm sorry, my fault.
Reese,
Reese, he won 31
Reese. He
12.
he bet
No,
with
32
Reese.
12.
Yeah, yeah. He bet with Reese. That Reese, you're not gonna score more than 15
Mm-hmm.
or 15 or more. That was a crazy bet.
He betted
which
Reese,
Yeah.
Nas, Davo, and another guy, all $1,000, and won all them.
Yeah.
man, see, Bijan, that's excellent. Bijan is also a supporter of the show. I think he got us on TikTok. I think he followed us on TikTok, so we appreciate that, man. I didn't think he was gonna murder Reese like he did. Um, right now, Bijan
I,
offensively has already found his formula, and there's no adjustment he really has to make at all. Um, defensively, he's able to hang in these games, and his stamina is there, which was the biggest reason why he lost to Skoob. A Skoob
Mm-hmm.
that was not all that good. So, though I will say, stamina would have helped Bijan, but also Skoob is typically better than that. But all in all, had it not been that, and somebody remind me, did he actually win the Fombi game or lose it? I thought he
He
lost it.
won. He won.
Oh,
He
he
won.
yeah.
did
He
beat
won
Fombi.
It was like 30-26,
28.
30-24, 30-28. All right.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
it
like
was
it
a
was like
super
it was
close
something
game.
close. I don't know if it was 28, but it was like something like that. 29, 28. It was one of
So,
those.
yeah, so at this point, Uh, like Bijan, first off, they're saying he's going to be rookie of the year. Yeah, he has that clearly. Well, really, we're trying to see if he's going to win MVP of the year, and
I
uh,
think hot
he's on
take.
pace for that.
I have a hot take. No one has this person on their buy or sell, so I want to talk about it. Uh, I think Moon's out the race for uh MVP, having 2 losses already.
I would not vote for
Yeah.
Moon either, and I saw Star Weekly put him in like third place, so I would
Yeah,
not put Moon there
I would put Bijan, Keon, and who else?
in an MVP spot. I'm gonna be honest. I like. Well, now you can try to penalize Scoop for losing. I get it, but like Scoop has been playing amazing ball this year. But I
Oh
guess you
yeah,
can't put him over Nas technically. I guess you can't.
but based off only this year, I would put Zay 1, Bijan 2, Keon 3.
Yeah, Zay is there. Well, what 1v1s has Zay played this year? He beat Lamar Peters easily.
And then
Oh,
Toronto.
that was Toronto. He has the
Toronto.
win.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I think I think because he has only 1 win, I'll put him third. Have Keon 2 because he's 4-0 this year, and
Right.
then Bijan 1 because he's 8 or 6-0 this year.
Yep. Nice. Um, so I said C4 as my third name. Um, he is somebody that just needs a high profile opponent, and I think he's gonna show his ass, man, because he has all the talent that's needed in 1v1. Defensively, He's really scary. People don't really talk about C4's defense, but he's really stifling on that end. And offensively, he can do anything. But he's comfortable with what he's comfortable with. He's good in the mid range. He's actually good with long twos, which is supposed to be a bad shot, but he makes those too. So C4 is good, and I think he's capable of beating anybody like a Rob Cologne. I think he can beat Rob Cologne, and that's an easy game to make because they're on the same side of the street. So
And he's
uh,
also good for the NBA former NBA player matchups as well because of his height.
correct,
Hmm.
yeah, yep. I like that point too. So those are my buys. Jeremy, you are buying Teo stock and Dijon stock, but your third spot, who is that guy? That's Keem right there, huh?
Yo, I got Keem. Yeah, Keem. I think he's also somebody who could be in an MVP conversation. But
Mm.
yeah, he's got to play more games though. But he's been great. He's been great.
So
I
that's a
I
I
think
good
he's
point.
I would like to
unstoppable
see
mid range.
I'd like to see Keem versus the winner of TNC Summit 02, Fombi or Isote. I would love to see Keem face the winner of that.
Hmm.
That's an excellent
Yeah.
point. Yeah, Keem is in that size class for sure, in that realm. Funny enough, Keem showed us love on our pod too for a clip that we made of him before. So it'd be interesting. Like, I bring that up to say sometimes I be confusing Bijan and Keem. They both light skinned, they both damn near built the
Yeah.
same. You know what I'm saying? They look the same,
Yeah.
but they should play each other too. No joke.
Yeah.
uh, Davo said he's trying to keep them separate so they both don't like. Because if one of them lose, they're gonna go down. But for like the casual fans, they will go like really down. That's why Davo's trying to build them up. Then they play like for a top 5 spot. That's what
Fair,
Davo said
fair.
apparently on his story.
I understand his
Yeah.
point. Like, you don't want the rising names to face each other. You want you want rising guys to face established guys. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. I can see
Mhm.
that point. That's fair. I think Keem is another one that needs a top 5 guy. Keem and Bijan both have that uh in common where they faced top 5 guys like extremely early and took their loss, but they learned from that. And at this point, I think they need another shot. Uh, Even funny enough, like those guys that they originally faced, those would be nice rematches. But all in all, we
Ooh.
need to see people play different people. So uh,
Loki,
Ooh.
Keem Dooley is a good matchup next.
I've heard that rumored a lot, and I think that
Keem
is a good
Dooley,
matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I
Shane
like
will
that one.
definitely win that. But yeah.
Well, definitely is an interesting one because I know Dooley's not all that great at closing out a close game, but
mhm,
that height, like, Team is really not that tall. Team is like a 6'2", but
Yeah.
he's
Dooley's like a
six.
6'4".
Yeah, I think it's just because Keem's strengths he's put in that like wing class.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Team
Yeah, his
team should
strength, his weight. Yeah, he's in their weight class, but he's not in their height class. But it doesn't matter. Honestly, he's not too short to be like, oh, I shouldn't even be playing these guys. That's not the case. This ain't a Skoob versus Jay Sims situation. So,
Mm.
uh, yeah, I like your
team
vibes.
team should play team should play Skoob again. Like has he played him yet?
Team has not played
No.
Skoob.
Okay, that's a good game. Team and Skoob.
That's an
Hot
interesting one.
take. I said this to Davo. He kind of like pushed it back a little bit. I think Keem can take that number 1 spot. He's my top pick to take that number 1 spot from Nas in the future.
Hey, you and
Mm,
Jeremy will get along. That's a Jeremy type of. He's
bro.
very high on Keem.
Keem's nice, man. I I feel like he just needs to get a little bit quicker with his first step. But
Yeah,
yes,
he's his speed and his like ball handling. I think if he get those up, I think he can be up there in the top 3
he also
conversation like this fall or
hmm
winter.
mhm.
Yeah, I think it would take some time for that to happen, even if he were to like get some upsets. But also, that Keem is just an interesting guy, man, because with his game, and we need to see what really happens when he keeps going against top 5 guys. But his foot speed laterally is suspect. He uses
Yeah.
2 hands when he's defending people on the drive. So even the Joseph Lewis game, he won by like 1 point. That was a 1
Hmm.
possession game, and I think Joseph Lewis just shot too many threes. There was a chance for Joseph Lewis to win the game. So that's one of his wins, but that was a really tight win. And I think that could have gone a different way. Hopefully, Keem learned from that. His other thing is obviously, everybody knows he doesn't shoot threes. And um,
Hmm.
it's cool. He makes it work because he makes his field goal so much that he doesn't really lose out on possessions, but threes really stack up points quick. Obviously, it's basic math, and so I wonder if he's going against someone who's hot from three, how he would handle that.
Ain't he? All right, I need to leave real quick, but ain't he top 3 in a efficient field goal percentage?
Well, in straight field goal percentage, he is, yes, but in 3-point percentage,
Mm.
his 3-point is super low,
Hmm.
which doesn't
All
really
right.
matter because he doesn't shoot them. And you stepping out real quick? All right, bet. So he muted. No problem. We'll be back with him soon. So now, Jeremy, do you have anything else to say about these buys, or do we start talking about selling stock?
Uh, yeah. So I feel like what he was saying about him, yeah, and I was about to say the lateral quickness.
Hmm.
If he gets the lateral quickness to defend, and then he also gets a quicker first step on his drives,
Hmm.
oh man, he actually could compete with him for sure. He could, but
Yeah.
that lateral quickness needs to go.
Yes. That is my thought process. And with the bonus rules that OTD put in place, I don't know if BallisLife has adopted them officially yet, but anytime OTD does a event, they put that bonus rule in place, and he needs to be very careful before he starts to allow his opponent to make his free throws, and then all of a sudden he lost a game that he should have won. So let's get to some sells. Um, let's just break down your first 2 names before we talk about the Rob Cologne name that you and I both have in common. So go ahead with your first name on your sales.
Okay, so my first name is Isote for selling. I I feel like some of the OG TNC dudes are losing their stock. I think
Mm,
these new guys that have been coming into the scene, they're better offensively. They just all it takes for the new guys is learning defense. Look at Bijan. He's learning defense, and because his defense was way worse before. Now now Bijan learned how to get to 30 real quick. So you see, a lot of people are passing up Isote, and then another name that I'm like, they're passing up people very quickly. Some of these OG TNC dudes very quickly, and it's making the OG TNC dudes instead of they used to be gatekeepers. Now it's like they're career starters, and I feel like there's a difference. Career starters are like somebody. Let's say in the NBA, you'll be like the eighth man on a team, like somebody who gets 15 minutes a game, 18 minutes a game, and gets
hmm.
cooked. But uh, a gatekeeper is like to me like okay, he's a starter in the NBA, but he don't, but he's like the fourth or fifth option, like a 3 and D wing, somebody like that. So that's how I think of it. Like it's a very a gatekeeper is a very average player, and I don't think I mean, yeah, I was leaking it. Day
Yeah,
Day is
no
my other
problem.
name.
I put the names
Day
on the
Day's
screen, so you good.
Day Day is my other name because I feel like Day Day is not really average anymore. He used to be average
Mm,
amongst the scene and amongst the top 3 leagues, but well,
yes.
Ball is Life, OTD, and TNC. He used to be top. He used to be like average, and then now he's starting to be like below average. I'm seeing that his stock has gone down. Yeah. He's so Day Day's been so Day Day's also lost stock. ISO Tay can defend really well. He still can defend a lot
Yep.
of the best guys, but getting to 30 points is too much. Man.
So yes, they both have great defense. That's actually both of their calling card. However, offensively, Tay needs to show what he can do. So coming off of when he got bodied by C4, he went and did a season on TNC and he beat Malik Dunbar and then he also beat Mike Bruce. And I was happy for him, not only in the Malik game, but also for the Mike Bruce game, because I was like, man, finally Tay got the jumper really in a groove, which is like, it seems like Tay's jumper just always seems to be in and out and off the back rim and things of that nature. You know, his driving game too, obviously, it's the same complaint everybody has that his driving game is too complicated and he passes up some of his best shots that he could take for a more difficult shot because he wanted to use another dribble. So, excuse me. Isote obviously has a matchup coming up with Fambi. And that's an important one because Fambi's been doing all he can to rise his stock, to raise his stock. And he's done it from compared to, let's say, a year ago. I'm going to be honest, the first time I ever watched Fambi was when he played Bruce and he was just missing jumpers time after time. I was not impressed. That was at Summer Jam in DC last year. Since then, Fambi's been on a tear and Fambi wants a matchup. So if Tay's not careful, he's going to take a loss too. So that's going to be a good one. And I'm glad they're playing on the summit. Um, so I think Tay's stock relies on that game and we'll see what type of year he's going to have. So that's a goodie.
I
Day
think
Day,
I think
go ahead.
I think Tay is now a gatekeeper. I think he's now at that level
Mm,
where the scene has improved. The scene has improved. That's it's not that Day Day and Tay are necessarily way worse or something like that.
I
I
agree.
think I think it's just that the scene improved. The bags that we're seeing are just better, bro. Especially for the bigger the heavyweight class that Tay's in.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So Day Day, I think I like your point that it just seems like Day Day actually is below average compared to the average names that you're gonna see on a card in the big three league. However, if he starts to go to small leagues, he's gonna be a little way too good. He's like, oh, why is he in a big league? So that is kind of what makes him seem as a gatekeeper as well. Because you see Day Day, you know, uh, for for a win that he got, which was an amazing win against Kel that Day Day supporters are talk about. He still has got spanked by people like Reese, who are on losing streaks right now, as as he tries to raise his talent level that he goes against. You know what I'm saying? So Day Day really needs to show improve just as he goes on, um, because I don't really see where his stock can rise. It's all about his offense, and he got into this bag of shooting some long twos versus Bijan. It was cool, but nothing else was really working, and it's looking rough for Diddy. Yeah, I think the scene is kind of passing him by. He needs to be careful. Um, Now the third name that you and I have is one in common, and as you can see, if people can see, I haven't even finished my list of stocks that I'm selling, but you and I both have Rob Cologne as a great stock to sell. So let's talk about selling stocks in general. 'Cause we talk about Rob Cologne a lot. I don't want it to be a anti Rob Cologne show. We've had a lot of times talking about Rob. Selling stocks is all about, okay, when price is high for the asset that I have, and I sell this stock now before I think the value of it starts to dip. Well, why is this a good time to sell on some Rob Cologne stock? Because it just seems like his heart ain't in it. We talked about that last time, like on and on. So when this question of buying and selling stock came out, it was a good time to put his name there because he seems like he's prone to losses that he should not be losing. And his name is supposed to be up there to where the Rob Cologne and Nas game is supposed to be the number one most coveted game. And he's supposed to be the number one face of a league. But now TNC they have the audacity to throw some names out there. Keon, Moon, what other type of face could we have as opposed to a Rob Cologne? Well, that's a scary thing. Now, Rob, he has the Zay win, but man, we got to be careful, bro, because that is only one game. And you happen to be losing certain games that just are tight. So, um, I wouldn't want to sell on Rob Cologne stock, but I think with the value being as high as it is, everybody still considers him top three, top four. I've seen some people put him at four, top four. But all in all, I might sell now because who knows what'll happen. So go ahead. I talked a lot.
Bro, with Rob, it's that, and I said this in the other pod that this guy he likes unlimited dribbles. He's great at 3-on-3. I think he'd be a better. My hot take is that he'd be a better big three player than Nas. That's how good of a 3-on-3 player he is. And so, but I think with the when you limit his dribbles to 4 dribbles, he struggles to have a game plan. Even though he's been in the scene for so long, I think he just kind of does things. He's better than his opponents that he plays all the time. So it's like usually, except for Zay, right? I feel like Zay is actually a better player. I think if they played again, Zay would win. But usually, a lot of his other opponents, I don't see Rob having a real game plan, and I see him taking some shots that are questionable throughout the game, and that's just because he's not really a 4 dribble player, but it looks right. Like his game looks right when he's playing, even though he's still kind of taking whatever shot. His game looks more right when he's playing the 3-on-3. He's playing the 5-on-5. He looks so comfortable, So I think that's why I feel like he's kinda ducking just playing ones as much as other people are. But I think he would lose a game to somebody like um I'd say he'd lose a game to maybe randomly like a Bijan or somebody
Hmm.
random like that.
That's
Like
and
he
that's
could
not out
lose.
the realm of possibility, man. Yeah, it's perfectly fine for you to bring his name up. Ain't no problem with that.
And he
Ain't no problem with you bringing up a
he
name like a King randomly, bro.
that's
I
what I was
think
gonna
those
say.
guys are better than DA.
Yeah, I was gonna say Keem with Keem, the foot speed could be could make Rob a tough matchup,
Correct.
but Keem could win. Keem could win.
Literally, that
Yeah,
tier is not out of reach. Yeah. Those are the type of guys that can go and just snatch a Rob Cologne win just out of nowhere. And I think I've seen
yeah.
that too many times. I don't think he should have lost it to DA, but he did. It is crazy to me.
And like forget the Zay win for a second and just think I kind of understand why he lost to Skoob. I kind of get it. I feel like maybe Skoob was just better. Maybe he was just better. We always rank Rob over Skoob, but I mean, Rob loses to people. Like he randomly will lose somebody to somebody worse than Skoob. So I mean, that's just maybe Skoob really just was better.
So
So
I'm
you
glad
gotta
you
like,
bring that up because that was the story around that loss was that it was a fluke loss in a very physical game that was irregular. So it just seemed like a
mm,
blip. Well, as time has gone on since that game, which happened maybe 16 months ago, brother, Scoob is nice. Scoob's three is killer. And we could just talk about it right now, dog. Scoob played that game against D Pitts. I don't know if you got the chance to watch that. Did you get the chance to see that game?
oh, was this in the card just now?
This was in Raleigh, North Carolina last week. It's ball is life.
Last week, Dennis.
If not, then I'll probably be able to show you the game. Regardless, he had a display of shot making in that game that was amazing. They did not call enough fouls on deep hits, in my opinion. That was a very physical game in general. But um, bro, that
What
game
up?
was so crazy. And is that you?
Yeah.
Bet. What's going on, Ant? Yeah, Skoob was so crazy in that deep pitch game that honestly, I'm like, at the end of the day, do I really have to consider Rob Cologne better than Skoob? That's iffy. I put a top 10 on Reddit randomly a couple weeks ago, and I put Rob at 3 and Skoob at 4. Somebody replied to me, but when I typed that up, I was debating with myself. Is Skoob actually number 3 yet? I don't know. I'll put him at 4. Somebody immediately replied and said, dude, I got Skoob at 4. Excuse me. I got Skoob at 3. And I was like, yeah, see, I was thinking about doing that. At this point, I might say they're tied. So yeah, and we're just going at Rob. Unfortunately, we keep doing this, but go ahead, Ant. What do you think
What are your
about
I
us
cells?
would
having
say
Rob in our sales?
Oh,
robbing yourselves is beautiful. I think if he gets that Bijan matchup, he's screwed.
Yeah,
If he
man.
rematches with if he rematches with Scoop, he's screwed.
mm,
Hmm.
I think he's
yeah.
that like number 5 to number 6 guy. If you beat him, you're top 5. If you don't beat him, you're in this 10 to 7 range.
So he's a top five gatekeeper. Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a funny way to put it right there. Yeah. So, um, Ant, do you have any comments on Jeremy with these Isote and Day Day cells?
See,
Is he
further?
there? Did we lose him? You know, it actually is 10 o'clock, like he said. Man, he predicted that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he predicted that.
he literally predicted that. So he's gonna jump back in. Bet, bet, man. All right. Since we're on the topic of Tay, and I don't want to touch Ant's sales yet until he comes back in. Fombi versus Tay, what do you think would actually happen? Because they announced that a couple hours ago. Go ahead, man.
I got Fonby winning. I Fonby winning like 30 to 24, 23.
Okay.
I think it's it's just about when Fonby gets hot, he'll start going on a run because Tay can't go on a run like that. He can't go on a crazy run. I think Bombi has tough shot making. He takes bad shots even against bad defenders. He'll just take a bad shot anyway. He loves a bad three,
Hmm.
but because he knows how it's a beautiful game when everything's falling.
Hmm.
So it's just a matter of time. Man. Yeah, and I think that would be tough. Even his foot speed offensively, it could be. I think that could be tough against Tay too.
So,
But
oh,
Tay is
oh,
just
you say you have who winning?
probably
You have Fombi winning.
third. Mhm.
Let me hear a score.
I said 30 to I'll say 24.
Man, I think that actually would be a disappointing loss for Tay, and I think it's an interesting idea for you to have Tay in your sales because it would drop his stock if he lost to Fombi as well. So that is a good idea. If you think he's gonna lose, yeah, because that would. So the matchup itself, Tay has not played a 1v1 in a while. I don't think I've seen him in 1v1 since the season that they played. So he's back. I think Fombi should be due for a cooler night compared to the nice games that he has been playing recently against Malik Dunbar. Uh, who else did he have a nice game against? I'm going blank on some names, Jeremy. But
Bombi against Jeremiah, and then
Jeremiah, yeah.
Bombi against
We're supposed to have this ready. Regardless, I do
Bijan. Bijan. Well, he played. Well, he lost to Bijan.
think he lost to Bijan, but you know who he did beat? He beat Devonta Smith Rivera. Remember that?
Ah, yeah.
And he looked good in that game too. So, yeah, Fombi should be in for a tough matchup defensively with somebody like Isote. TNC does not do the bonus rule, but Isote would not even be hurt by that. He's that type of defender. Isote is not no rough defender. He flies his feet with the best of them. So he's longer and taller than Fombi. So let's see what Fambi does. I literally am picking ISO Tay to win the game.
because he does have the height advantage,
Hmm.
and he is a very honest defender, which I like. I like that about him. He's a very good defender. I just don't think he scores enough. Especially you need threes. Bobby gets threes. Tay does not really shoot threes like that, and he's not that good of a shooter.
So one thing we ought to talk about before, because that's for the summit too, which is on June 17th. Before we get to doing prediction, I like to do reviews. One thing that's funny about this topic that we talked about today, which is selling and buying, is if you would have asked me a month ago today is June 1st. If you would have asked me a month ago, would you buy or sell on Reese stock? I would have bought
That's to put it.
stocks. I would have
Yeah,
bought it.
I would have too. If you asked me, like, yeah, a month or two ago, especially 2 months ago, oh man, I would have.
So in the month of May, he played Cam, he played Scar, and he played Bijan. I said he needs to win one game to keep his stock where it's at. If he wants to raise it, he would win 2 out of those 3 games. If he loses all 3 games, that would lower his stock. Guess which one happened? He lost all 3. He lost all 3. He could have won the Scar one. He lost that one too. And now there's a lot of questions about him because he came onto the scene hot. He won that tournament down in Dallas for TNC. He showed some bop to his game. He went and smoked Day Day pretty good. So for us to be here talking about him going 0-3 in this month against some guys who are not, world beaters, they're good guys, but I thought he was good enough to be able to handle himself in these games, and he wasn't. So Jeremy, what did we miss? Because we would have been terrible financially with our decision to buy stock.
Oh, what did we miss about Reese?
Yeah, what did we miss?
Um,
What in the world is going on?
I just think that his offense, his drive game is not good. It's just not good. It's there's no, like, you see everything that Zay does. Like I said this in another part, everything the way Zay can find a way to just put the ball in the basket when he gets near the basket. Even though he's smothered, he can still find a way to put it up. Like that, that right there is what Reese is missing. Reese needs like a clean look on anything he does. Even his
Mm,
dribble moves, like he needed to be so clean. He doesn't have the elusiveness to get to just do whatever he wants on somebody. No, no, he's it's like he's doing cone drills. And if you know how to counter him, he doesn't have anything at that. That's the problem with Reese. He needs to have it where even if you counter me, I could still find another way. That's what he doesn't have. He doesn't have another way. Everybody needs another way. You need
so
to
pretty
have
much
a
he doesn't
double
have
team.
plan B, plan C, being able to utilize his pivot foot when he happened to pick the ball up and the defender was right in that spot that he didn't want him to be. So he goes ahead and do his twists and turns like somebody like Zay can do. Yeah, he doesn't quite have that. I can't really remember that. I don't know if it's a footwork thing that he doesn't have or it's a strength thing either. So where he's on that pivot, but he can also bump with a shoulder in order to create some space. I don't know if I could say he has that. Yeah, I think finesse and being too clean is a way to describe him. Uh, so
And another
we
thing,
have not talked about defense yet. Go ahead.
another thing, they force him into picking up the ball. Like he's dribbling and they counter him to correctly. He just picks the ball up. So it's like, no, we don't like that. Because even like, oh, okay, well, with Isote, I don't really like his handle that much either. But at least when he picks up the ball, he can find something. He likes to find something else
Hmm.
to to put up. Bro, Reese isn't even tall enough to do those types of shots. They'll step throughs and all that. Reese, it's just awkward for him once his move that he tried didn't work.
Mm,
But now defensively, Reese, he's
yeah.
average. He's so average to me, or really below average. because he doesn't
Yeah. At
have.
this point, do we say below average compared to the top three leagues? Yeah, we could say below
Yeah,
average
because
defender.
his lateral quickness is not that good. He's weaker than a lot of guys that are his height. So I just don't really like it. I don't like it. He he's just frail to me defensively. He just looks like people can bump him when they want to, and I don't like that. I
So I
wish he
wouldn't
was a little
describe him
tougher.
as frail because I think he has some like pause. I think he got some meat on the bone, not a bunch of muscle, but it's like I think I wouldn't describe him as a skinny guy now, but I do think
Okay,
he's like weak though. It's like I don't know if he could stand his ground. And another thing, Reese was a college basketball player. Man, where's your sliding drills? You know what I'm saying? Like, put your butt down and slide your feet real fast.
yeah.
Like, does he have that?
He doesn't get that. He doesn't get that low to the floor when he's defending. I like Malik Ellison. Malik Ellison, he gets really low, which is
Yes. Look
good
at
for this.
Malik Ellison. He's doing wall sits. He's in a wall sit type of position when he's on defense. Like you can tell he's a guy that has played football before. And I think Reese don't got that athleticism there. Reese
Yeah,
Reese don't really get low on offense too, which is a good like ability to have. So that it definitely hurts him on defense. And if he's not careful, people are really gonna put up master classes on his head. And he's supposed to be like I would have thought he would be somebody that's like good for Pat to go against just as far as sparring and all that and just being a tough player. But all in all, man, like he got some things to learn from Pat, low key. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But that's our Reese thing. Reese, you disappointed us, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like we bought we were gonna have to sell our houses and go and ask for quarters on the road if we would have bought your stock.
Yeah.
That would have been like my
He's
first
good.
name on the stock buying list.
He's he's just a little bit above the career starters. He's a. I mean, did Day beat him though?
No, he beat Day Day. He beat him clearly.
Okay, he beat. Yeah, okay, he beat Day. So yeah, he's above the career starters, and he's like at that gatekeeper level, really. Yeah,
See, the next step of potting is I should have went and watched his Day Day game again to just see what was Reese on at that time versus what's up with him right now. 'Cause that's my question. And I think him not playing Kel in that season might have kind of saved him a little bit. And whatever would have been reviewed in that game might be getting reviewed right now. Do you see what I'm saying?
that's what it is. Yeah, because Cal would beat him for sure. With the way it looks, yes, Cal would beat him.
Reese looks worse than Kel. Ah, let's get you right back, my Christian brother. You know what I'm saying?
And
What? Go ahead.
Cal needs some OTD matchups.
Mm. Well, you
Cal
want
needs
to
some
talk? So
OT.
you want to talk about Kel right now? Because
Yeah, I do.
Kel is in a matchup on the summit. So though it's not an OTD matchup, it's a guy who's still tough. So he's scheduled to play against Latin, and there's a $5,000 prize on it.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah, yeah, okay.
talk
That's
to me,
nice.
man. Kel and Lat are playing. Did you know this?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, I
I didn't
see.
see that.
Okay, yeah, they're playing on the summit on June 17th. So, talk to me. Like, what you think about this matchup?
Um, this is a win that Cal needs, but Latin just looked crazy in that game. That King of the Court,
Hmm.
he went, bro, he was going crazy. Yeah, I think you were on your way to that event, but
Yep.
that I was watching that. Latin was killing. If Latin, it depends on what Latin shows up. See, I know Moon and Kel are really cool, right? So I feel like the way Moon was defending Latin, what did Moon teach Kel how to what he was doing? Like I don't know, because like that, whatever Moon was doing was right.
Hmm.
But but then again in the King of the Court, Latin was killing Moon and Nesco. These are two really good defenders.
Yeah,
ruining Nesco. And I was surprised he was killing Nesco because Nesco got like his physicality is great for the game for the defense.
yeah. Nesco
Uh,
with all the muscle that he has put on, yeah, it's
yeah,
that's supposed to be something that's like really helping Nesco. You know what I'm saying? So talk to
but
me.
Latin
Um,
Latin's bag is crazy. I think I still might have Latin, and I don't even want. I'm more of a Kel fan. I'm like
okay,
that was one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites, but he's just he's definitely my favorite OG.
okay.
But he gotta that's a tough matchup for you, bro. I don't think you score. I don't think Kel scores as much as Latin does, like as efficiently. That's where I'm gonna go Latin, like maybe
So
30 to
I agree
20.
with that. You know, Kel has some efficiency concerns from when we were talking to Geo the other day. You know, ascension theory. So Kel needs to make sure he's getting into his form shooting because if them shots ain't falling, that's gonna be a concern. Now Latin has had some cold days, but it ain't gonna be too cold to where he can't find another way. You know what I'm saying? Kel is very good. He's a very disciplined player, and Kel is a very smart player. So if he were to pull this off, it's not that big of an issue. He's been caught looking for this matchup for a while, so he may have something strategically up his sleeve too, to the point where Kel might actually win the game. You know, like I might pick Kel, but if Latin were to win, you know, I mean that would make sense to me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna even like I want to go Kel so bad.
Hmm.
Maybe and Kel has a lot to prove. It's been kind of quiet for Kel recently. So okay, my original pick was Latin 30 to 20 27.
Hmm.
That was my original pick, bro. I'm gonna do what I did with the Lamar and Zay. I wanted Lamar to win so bad.
Yeah.
Uh, just I'm going with the Kel upset.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with that. Just an upset. I know it's an upset. It's not like I think
Right.
Kel's a
He's not
better
supposed. We're
player.
not supposed to favor him, but we
Yeah,
just think he might pull it off.
I
Yep.
think he might. Maybe he just shows up and just wins by like 30 to 28. That'll be cool.
That'd be cool for him, man. And that would be interesting for Latin. So man, we need Ant, man. Ant, we need you because we need to talk about Latin being in your cell list. On top of the
Yeah,
C4 thing, and of course LP, you know, it's always good to talk about LP. That's always a fun conversation. But yeah, Latin being on the sell list would be very interesting. Maybe it's because Ant thinks Latin is gonna lose. It might be what that's about. So, the other game is Malik and Zoe. That's the other summit game that has been announced. Malik and Zoe are playing a game that would pretty much round out all the matchups that have happened in the small guard division on the TNC side. So talk to me because it's is it damn near a championship game? You know what I'm saying? Like that it seems like those are the two top dogs on TNC in the small guard class. So it should determine something. What do you think is gonna be determined?
I think that's I think that's the two top small guard in general. I think, but we also about to see Zoe and Dom. But with Malik and Zoe, hmm, I'm gonna go with Malik. I think that he's the one that can. Okay, Zoe's defense is very bad, and usually against bad defenders, Malik plays extremely well. Right, I see that, and
So
it's
let's
and
let's let's
generally okay. And here,
oh
but
and you back? Well
you
let's
want to go
see.
back to what you were saying, talking about before?
Real quick, let's just finish Malik and Zoe. Is Zoe a
Okay,
bad defender because of his effort or because of his size? I think he puts his all into defense. What
yeah,
when you say bad defender, what is it exactly?
it's well, yeah, for him it is his style, but I just think he's a little weak to in general when he even tries something. It's not that effective on people that know how to push through.
Hmm.
like on a drive, right? When they're like a contact layup, stuff
Got
like
you.
that. And that's where Zoe doesn't really. He's It's like in 2K when you don't have the badges defensively to actually. So you could have been there and putting your hands up. You could have been doing all that, but you didn't. You didn't like really do anything, and they still made the contact.
Yeah, you didn't make it difficult. Yeah, yep, yep. I see what you're saying. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one too. Um, let's
Yeah,
see,
Zoe has
man.
no defensive badges. He he has a he has defensive attributes, but not no badges. No badges.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
yes, sir. Welcome back.
my my opinion on the Soding is because of his physique. He's not really that big of a small guard, so that's why I think he kind of like kind of fails on defense. I wouldn't say that, but like it diminishes his defense because of his size. And then small guard being like the weak, like not the weakest, but like a weak small guard compared to Boog, Malik, Dom, and them. That's what makes his defense don't stand out.
Yeah, because he is literally the smallest guard. If we were to do a height matchup, and he were to cut his hair and we would really see where he stands, he's literally the smallest guy on the scene, pretty much.
It's between him and Crime.
Yeah, crime is small too. Yes, that's a good
And
point.
then
So,
Zoe's weight is like he's probably the lightest in the whole scene as well.
well, so Zay he's not a skinny guy though.
Who's
But
Zoe?
Zoe's not a skinny guy. Zoe's not a skinny guy, but I mean he's an in shape guy who is that short. So yeah, he doesn't weigh that much. No, that's correct. I think if we're talking about literally weight, yeah, Crime again would probably be the lightest. Yeah, Crime's a pretty small hooper. But
Is it?
uh, go ahead, Ant.
When y'all wrap this up, can I go back to my cells?
Yeah, we need to talk about yourselves. Let's get back to Latin because we actually think there's an upset brewing, and I think it would be an upset if Latin lost to Kel. But go ahead, just talk
Wait,
about
hold on.
Latin as a cell in general. What you got, Jeremy?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say that he's in his cell, so let him say his cell.
Yeah, yeah. So go through your cells. I want you to start with this Latin cell.
I think, to be honest, I would sell Lat and Kel, but I think he might have a close game with Kel, who's coming off losses to Day Day, Keon. So coming off like losses and just beating Mike Harden, that Kel, I think prime Kel, I think Kel's coming out of his prime. If it was prime Kel, I think he would got really good. But I think Lap barely wins that, and Summer Jam is gonna be Lap versus Nesco, and I think Nesco might give him the Bijan treatment, how Bijan did Reese.
Wow. Oh, that's a hot take.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's all, yeah.
But
Me,
because
but you know what I noticed, Jeremy? You and I, we don't predict blowouts that much.
yeah, we don't.
that's my only blowout I think will happen during Summer Jam. Nesco Lat, because Nesco put up some points on Lat in the King Court while he was injured.
Yeah.
With Bijan and Reese, once Bijan said the bet, I actually was thinking like he might actually get this bet. Like Bijan cooks people badly though. That's why I was like, yeah, he might actually do it. Like that, I said that to him.
There are
Like
certain
we didn't
people
do a
that know
trial bet.
how to like whoop somebody. There are certain players that don't whoop their opponents, but Bijan has some whoopings now. He's whooped
Mhm.
Keyshawn. I think that was down in Texas, and now he's whooped Reese. Yeah,
Lamar also, I could predict when he whoops somebody. I could predict that.
Okay, Lamar is also one of my cells. I really want to get into that one.
let's go.
All right, look at his beatdowns. It's Pep, Bird, and Hezzy God. Are those actually good games?
So when you watch those games, and that's a good question. When you watch those games, he went against little to no resistance,
Yes.
and Pep, tried his ass off, but to no avail at all. So when he goes against like capable and like big enough defenders, yeah, he has his issues. So continue with this Lamar point. Go ahead.
Because his wins are Bird, Hezigod, and Pep are his good wins. I think he has another win. I forgot who it was. But look at his losses. It's
Oh,
Skoob. It's his losses are to Skoob, Zay, and Joseph Lewis. Top 10 to top 15 guys. So I don't really people have him as a top 10 guy. I have him like LP and Lat at like the 12 and 13 spot. Because
So
it can't be anyone in
yeah.
the top 10 guy.
Jeremy, you do not have Lamar in your top 10 either, right?
no, I don't. But
I don't.
or or did I? I did, but then I took him out. I believe that's what happened.
Mm,
But
yeah.
yeah, or no, I think I did actually. I think I still do. I think I still did. I forget my list, but yeah, I think he is towards the end of it. Yeah.
Well, we need to be reviewing what people have done, over the past few weeks. So, did the win against the USC guy do anything for either of you guys? That Lamar win.
Yes.
That
For
pushed
me,
him over Lat. He's like 11. LP's like 11 or 12 on that win.
that's a nice. It was a nice win. I don't have Lat as low as you, nearly as low as you. Like
Yeah, I have Lat in the
Latin
top
is
10 as
still,
well.
yeah, he's still in my top 10. But Lamar and Lat are around the same area on my list. They're still around the same area. That's a funny thing. But I think I forget if I had him under Latin but I think I would right now just have him right under Latin. Like, yeah,
Someone have
maybe
Lat
like nine.
like that low is because his wins are against Day Day, and he's been on a losing streak. If he beats Kel, Kel's been on a losing streak. He beat Reese. Reese is now on a losing streak. So we don't know if like Lat had beat that guy because he lost to Cam and he lost to Moon. People who were on winning streaks.
That's an interesting view on it. It's an interesting
Like
view.
everyone Lat played that he won against, it's like on a downward spiral now. So we're like seeing the truth of those guys against actual good players, like top 20 players, and now they're on downward spirals in their
You
1v1
know,
career.
you know what I'm noticing with Latin is he impresses me when he's not playing an actual 1v1. He always
Mm,
impresses me in King of the Court or Champions or whatever all these like Road to 100 games
yeah, special
or
games. Yes.
yeah, King of the Court. It's like still 1-on-1, but it's different opponents. He a 1-on-1 to 30 against someone who game planned for him. It's usually a lot tougher. That's a lot tougher. Yeah, yeah. I
I
find
like
him
this. Just to
to
do
not
some
be as tough.
clerical adjustments. Uh, hell, and I'm gonna push back a little bit because he did beat Mike Harden in the month of December, and then he also beat Greg. He beat Greg out in Baltimore back in April. So Kel's been back in the win column a bit since
hmm
since some of his losses that he's had last year.
He has, yeah, he had like really bad losses last year. That's why I pushed like his if if Lat wins, if like Lat and Kel took place last year, like it was supposed to,
Mhm.
I would have had a Kel. I would have had a Lat in my top 10. But I think now, no, I wouldn't have Lat in my top 10. But if Lat beats Kel, he's top 10. But I don't think he's beating Nesco. That's his next matchup. And I think hot take, I think Scar beats him, and they're playing as well.
You think
Ooh,
Scar beats Latin? That's a very hot take.
Yeah. Look how Scar played Keon.
Describe it because we watched it.
Scar Scar against Keon and Ryan. His downhill game is really phenomenal. I think it comes down to whose defense better on that day. And I think I trust Scar's defense, seeing how he did Ryan and how he held Keon and came back from that like deficit. It was 15-2, then he was up 27-20.
Yes.
His like defense is good, but you see Lat defensive games were good against Saint Reese and Day. We haven't
I
seen
got
Saints.
Hmm.
I got Latin. My thing is with Scar. I trust Scar's defense too. I trust Scar's defense a lot. But the problem with Scar, I heard so Jerome Randall was talking, and he talked after the event. He said that there needs to be some players need to lead coaches
Yes,
in
let's
this
talk
one on
about
one
that.
scheme. And Scar, bro, Scar needs coaches for closing games, man. He doesn't need hype men. He needs coaches. And he did a horrible job closing the game. He's done a horrible job closing many games. He played extremely well. This is Keon. We're talking about Keon here. Keon he's a great player. Keon's great.
Mhm.
But I also feel like Keon wasn't taking Scar as serious, and then he turned up at the end. That's one thing I will say. But with Scar, it's like, yo, you gotta learn how to close games well. You gotta keep your head in the game, know what an efficient shot looks like, and he forgets what his go tos should be. He forgets what is actually good for him, healthy for him to keep going to. He, I don't think
Lat
that is
learned
good. I don't think
Lat
that's
learned
good for
from
going to
that.
third. Flat,
Yeah,
yeah,
he lost to Cam because
Yeah.
he lost the lead, and then he's been good on closing games since. But I think that's gonna happen to Scar, and I think Scar might have the slight edge against Lat. And then I think Lat's gonna go 2-1 this year, moving forward, because I think he's gonna beat Kel, lose to Scar, and lose to Nesco.
And then also remember that he's lost to Moon. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Um, one thing with this Scar and Latin conversation, first off, is we're gonna go back. All in all, I don't know if you know, Ant, but we've been very down on Scar on this show, especially me. I have to really eat my crow because, first off, I thought he was absolutely gonna lose to Reese, and I wouldn't have thought he would really have a one possession game with Keon. Now, I've watched all his games last month. Scar's been on a tear, but he, I noticed I didn't notice myself. I needed to hear Jerome like really say it. He's like, dude, uh, Keon could really go on a run here. That was when Scar had 24 points. And when Scar got to 24, that's when the run slowed down for real. It really slowed down. And because the run really slowed down, it gave Keon opportunities to like put his mind towards strategy now. Um, Keon's been a very high level basketball player, and Keon is great at closing games. Keon technically almost lost the Reese game in North Carolina in December. So Keon is known for this at this point, being able to close games out, being able to handle himself in tough games. Um, Now the question is, can Latin do that? Can Latin be able to weather that storm? And that's an interesting one. Um, Latin is a better shooter than Keon, so that should help him. But uh, Scar is just such a weird defender. He's not even a weird defender. It's just that his defense gives him a weird variable in his games because his offense is so hit or miss. His driving game, I love the points that Jeremy says about being coachable and having coaches because his driving game, yes,
that's one
his
thing I
driving game
want to
is good,
say.
but he even needs coaching with how he uses his hands on his driving. Go ahead.
I think Scar is probably the least coachable player because how selfish you saw in the battlegrounds. He legitimately didn't like he tried to force the ball from Bijan to him, which
Mm.
I think if he listened to everyone else, I think Philly would have won 3 games in that series, but they only won one because I think Scar couldn't wasn't coachable.
And that's going to be rough for him because we had at one point, especially coming off of his loss in Toronto, where I was even higher on Scar than like that. I had a higher sense of Scar before that Toronto game against Simeon is his name. Yeah. Simeon beat him in that one where Scar had a clear size advantage. And I said, man, this dude might be the worst strategist in the whole scene. And it just disappointed me when he lost that one. So uh But Scars had an amazing month of May. For the fact that he was even that close to Keon is super nice, bro.
Then he beat Inu, he beat Reese. He was a close game with Keon. So based off that, Lats coming off a King Court win, but then before that, a loss to Moon. I think
Yep.
Scar might have the edge just based off like the run he's has.
Which is fair. I would pick Latin, but let's see, man. Let's see. Maybe we
Okay.
bet some push-ups. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, let's do something.
Okay, C4 is my last. This is a really crazy hot take. C4 is my
Yes.
last. Sell.
So what is going on there? Because I had C4 in my buys, and Jeremy, you were saying you would have had C4 in your buys if you would have remembered it.
If he was my fourth, he would be my
Okay,
fourth
he would be your
or
fourth
something like
pace
that.
for buys. Okay, so let me hear
Yeah.
this, Ant. What's going on with you, man?
This came up down to two things. It's matchups. Apparently, rumors. Last night, Davo was in the OTD Discord VC, and he said
Mhm.
he's trying to set up C4 Bijan. And I had Bijan winning that, and he said, and I heard TNCO4. If it happens, it's C4 Keon. So anyway, I think where's C4 is, I think he has his three options are Bijan, which I have him losing barely, Keon, where I have him losing barely, and BJ, who's been out to space, where I have him winning barely in their third in the trilogy. So I think right now is not based off his play style and how good he is. I think his like top 10 matchups are kind of messed up right now. I'm not messed up, but I think he's like
He's
next
going
year.
through a gauntlet.
Yeah, he's going through the gauntlet, and I don't think he will like overcome that gauntlet.
Jeremy, let me hear what you think about that.
I think C4. Okay. The one thing I'll say, I kind of see why you could have like low stock on C4 from when I seen him play 3v3 because he is a horrible 3v3 player. Just to my surprise, I seen him just like do absolutely nothing, and he's matched up against players that are supposed to be the big man on the team. I don't know why he's played that bad in 3v3, but in 1v1, he game plans very well. He shoots very well. He defends very well. His his foot speed is amazing, especially for his size. His
Yeah.
handle is nice especially for his size. His handle is amazing. So I love his game, especially for dribbles. He's the kind of guy I want to play against Archie Goodwin. Like he's such a good matchup for so many guys that have even played NBA. I think he's great. So that's why I think he's some, but I don't. I'm not as high on him to like. I'm not too high on him to like say he's in the top three guys because there's some other guys that I think they could really rise up in the rankings more than him. But C4 is definitely a good matchup for the top five guys. He's a good matchup for sure.
I want to run
Uh,
back to the C4 and Keon matchup that is apparently rumored, like you're saying. I have C4 winning for a few
Mhm.
reasons. I have C4 winning because he's a better shooter than Keon. And this Keon jump shot is so weak game after game that I'm very concerned if he were to go against a guy who is in his tier again. He was able to squeak past in that Moon game because Moon was so bad. But now he's going against C4, who can do a lot. And one of the things he can do is shoot better than Keon, like most people do. Now, the other thing is size, man. Keon would be giving up like 20 pounds at least to C4. You think maybe 15, 20 pounds, maybe 15 at the lowest. Keon is a skinny dude, and Keon knows how to defend. He knows how to defend well, but C4 is a tough shot maker. And that's something that could really put Keon way on the ropes, like damn near falling through the ropes. So he's got to be very careful and tighten up even though Keon had a good last month as well.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
in the C4 Keon, I also have C4 because C4's length with the quickness that he has, his defense around the rim, we saw it against Isote, but I know Keon's way quicker than Isote. But at the same time, I think C4 can still keep up with the quickness and that and still be able to use his defense around the rim against Keon. And then uh like the height advantage will allow C4 to just shoot over Keon. Scar
how's
went on a
Keon? Wait,
Yeah,
Keon's no, C4's are installed in Keon. Keon's 6'2", 6'3". C4's 6'4".
I think that
Keon was
they are putting some spice on Keon's listed height. I don't think Keon is 6'3".
Because
Just looking
that's what
at him,
they said that in the G League he was 6'3".
ooh, I don't know if that's his real natural height, but like with no shoes or whatever. And I like to the point where if they stood on the court together, I think you will see there's at least, I mean, and it could be up to 2 inches of height difference between C4 and Keon. I really do think so. I'm not saying Keon's is no, lil pup, but I think it's, I think it's like he's clearly shorter, but that doesn't mean he's way shorter. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the
yeah,
reason why I have Keon is because I think he has this little speed advantage. Like C4 has a little height advantage. I think Keon has a little speed advantage. I think also Keon has a little like agility advantage, like getting skinny and going through that. I think because C4 played uh Draco, Mike Bruce, Isote, and BJ, he's not really like it. I don't think he has had faced anyone that can get skinny and immediately go through him, and like he might get shocked by that, try to go that, and might like pump fakes and like skinny. I think Keon would like take that advantage because I don't think C4 played someone that can get skinny and get that fast like that, like Keon can.
I agree like that Keon hasn't played someone nearly as quick as Keon. I mean, did I just say okay,
Yeah, you mean C4
C4
hasn't played someone as quick as Keon? Go ahead.
yeah, C4 hasn't played anybody as quick as Keon, but I do think C4 has the quickness to guard Keon. I've seen it I see it offensively. He doesn't have to use the lateral quickness a lot, but he but it seems that even the lateral quickness looks amazing when he's playing his games that he's played. I think it's been way too good. His lateral quickness has been way too good against these opponents that are so slow footed. And then you can see he's very quick offensively. So I can see there is some quickness there that he doesn't usually have to use defensively that I think he could unleash against Keem.
Is what it is. You could take it for granted, but I think I really like how C4 was handling himself in the 1v1 tag team that he had in TNC a few weeks back. I think he was going against Boog and some folks. So yeah, C4 still is able to, move and groove. I know no one said he can't, but I still like him against Keon. Go ahead, guys.
I actually think it was. I think it was Keon and someone else versus Cam and C4.
Boog, I
Versus
think, was in that
2v2.
game.
I'm looking at it right now. It's Cam and C4 were against each other. I didn't. Oh, it's Bug and Cam versus C4
So
and
there you
Keon, I
go.
believe, in that tag team 1v1.
Yeah, so C4 and Keon were on the same team. Wait.
Yeah,
And do I got this right? Let's look at this. Let's look at the shirts and all that. No, so white shirts were Cam and
let me see. It is.
I'm trying to
I'm on the
scroll through the
video right
game
now.
right now as we speak, guys.
It's Cam and Keon versus C4 and Bug. Yeah, we were right.
Yeah, Cam and Keon versus C4 and Book. They had the stats up, and everybody shot bad except for C4. You know what I'm saying? C4 was 9 for 21 from the field, 4 for 8 from three. He made all his free throws. He made 6 free throws. He had 28 points. Everybody else, Cam was the next leading scorer. He had 17 points. He was 7 for 22. Everybody else shot bad. So, um, like I don't know. I think C4 is like a skillfully above. But what we got to see how that goes, man. We got to see how that goes.
I think when it comes down to, it comes down on my stock. It comes down on who he's playing. Keon C4 is rumored for TNC 04. 04 might not even happen, but Davo said Bijan's either playing C4 or Dooley, I believe he said. But if it's Bijan C4 happening at Summer Jam, I think Bijan's like shot selection's better, and it just his overall shooting. So it depends on the matchup. If he plays Keon, I would have had him in my buy. But if he plays, I think he's gonna play Bijan. That's why I have him on my sell.
Mm. Jeremy, what you think about Bijan C4?
Bijan, Bijan and C4 is a really tough one. I think, oof, I actually don't know enough about both of them to know because with Bijan, I haven't seen what type of defender stops him, but I know that he hasn't seen a defender like C4 yet. So that's why and C4 is a great defender while he's also tall. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is so that's why and he has the quickness to keep up too. That height and quickness combined will really help him defending Bijan, especially contesting those quick jumpers that Bijan keeps taking.
Let me
So
hop in when talking about like Bijan going against defenders. One of his tidbits after his day game was that was literally one of the that could be the toughest defender he's gone against so far. So that's an interesting thing to think about. What does what does C4 and Day have in common as defenders? Honestly, they shouldn't be too far off from each other at all.
and then C4 is taller,
And C4 is
longer.
taller, and C4 has the offense to be able to, you know, uh, give Bijan real problems,
Yeah.
not just one-sided problems. So
Yeah,
that'll
So
be
so
an
Bijan
interesting
also
one.
hasn't guarded. Yeah, so Bijan also hasn't guarded somebody like C4, which is also a big deal too. So I
Yeah,
don't know. I feel
that
like
game's a
C4.
real wild
I
card, and
got
I might need
C4.
to see another game from each of those guys to really be able to tell. That's a
I'll
funny one.
say I'll say I got C4, but that doesn't. But since C4 is a bigger guy, I wouldn't necessarily lower Bijan because I got C4, like
Hmm.
on a tier list or something. I feel like being a bigger guy gives you a certain type of advantage. So I think I got C4 now.
Well, let me ask you this. Um, first of all, I wouldn't go as far as to say that you wouldn't lower because all in all, Bijan and C4, that height advantage is not all that big of a height advantage. I think they're in the
2 or 3
similar height
inches,
range. You said how much? 2 inches?
2 or 3 inches. I think C4 6'4", Bijan 6'2", and I think Bijan might be bigger, like weight wise, than C4 maybe by a little bit.
Yeah, I think there are
Mhm.
these ups, there's a give and take for like each of those height and weight to where I think it's an even matchup. And then also, oh man, I lost my other point. Whatever. But I think okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Is uh can y'all both agree that y'all got C4 in your top 10?
Oh yes.
Yeah, but it was difficult to have him in my top 10.
Okay, so you have him leaning towards the end of the top 10.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do y'all have Bijan in y'all top 10?
Yes.
So you
Now,
have Bijan
yes.
higher than C4 is what you're saying, Ant.
No.
Oh, you don't. Okay, so he's a little lower or like a spot behind C4 or something.
Yeah, like a spot behind C4.
Okay, Jeremy, what do you think about Bijan as a top 10 guy?
I have him in there now for sure because that win, the way he beat Reese so bad because this is Reese, like this that was no joke. That's where I was like, yeah, he because even then, like the Skoob game being his first game and he was giving Skoob that much problem, it was like, okay, in a matter of time, it'll be a matter of time, and then he'll catch up to Skoob, really. And I think
Correct.
he's getting there. He's getting there. I don't think I necessarily have him above C4 until I see him play against someone like I want to see him play against somebody like Keon first, like Bijan and Keon. Like, and if Bijan beats Keon or Moon or someone like that, then I could say, okay, you now let's go play, go play, go play Skoob, and you could probably beat him.
Mm.
Say something about. Can I list my top 10 real quick?
Sure, let's just hear it just to hear it. Yes.
Okay, my number 1 is Nas. 2 is Shay. 3 is Skoob. Okay, so Skoob and Rob comes down to how they Rob beat Skoob and Frigmus, but Skoob beat Rob in a pay-per-view. That what gives me the edge on Skoob.
Sure.
So it's Skoob 3, Rob 4, 5 is Nesco, 6 is Moon, 7 is Keon. Keon needs a little bit more wins. I think because Moon's longevity and how many games he has played, that got him over Keon, even though he lost to Keon. Number 8 is Keem. Is that
Mhm.
crazy?
No, that's not crazy. We both have Keem in our
Okay.
top 10s as well.
You have Keem 8, C4 9, Bijan 10.
Yeah. So you have an interesting order to your 10 because you have Nesco way higher than where we have him. We have Nesco barely in our top 10s.
Really?
Yeah. So you view Nesco different than how we view him.
Because you have to, if we take into account Nesquik, he beat Skoob twice and Traycroft 3 times, which is crazy.
So that's one thing that is a fact is that Nesco's resume is strong as hell. I just look at Nesco as a player and I just have questions about certain abilities of his. I think his jumper is inconsistent compared to some of the others for what his game is. And I also think defensively, with the bonus rule, which his side of the street has implemented, that can be scary too because
For him,
Nesco's very
yes.
handsy as a defender.
I think that is gonna benefit, like, hurt a lot, like 3 players in that, like that side. It's gonna hurt Nas, it's gonna hurt Nesco, and it's gonna hurt Bruce the
Yes,
most.
yes, and I think Nas. I don't know what happened. I don't think the bonus rule was in effect for his game against Justin Wright. Well, then that was a mess too. But yeah, I think the bonus rule. Yeah, yeah, those are good names. Those are good names right there. I like those. Nice. Yep. But yeah, man, the Nesco thing. Let's just see. Let's see. I think if we were to, I think the way me and Jeremy look at things. Now I'll speak for myself. I think when I do my top 10, or if I'm looking at tier lists and all that, I would go off like let's say the last 8 months at a time, like their last 3 or 4 games. What type of
Nesco,
competition did you go against and all that. So go ahead.
Nesco wouldn't be in my top 10 if we go on the last 4 games.
Right. I think that's
Because
how I see it too. I know that the wins that you mentioned, those are real wins that we're not supposed to take away from him.
yeah, and he has 2 moon wins as well. So that's why I have him. Just if we go on the past year and a half, I think Nesco is like number 10 because he
Hmm.
lost to Jerome Randall, he lost to Ty Lawson, and he beat Ty Lawson. Ty Lawson's like was 43, and he lost to him and then beat him.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He was like, because that was like a 29-27 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way that ended, that was I don't know if you call it no contest or you call it a loss, but he was not winning. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah,
Also,
he was able to get the win. Yeah, go ahead.
did I talk about my third cell? Because I said Latin C4. Did I talk about LP?
You Yes, you talked about how you don't really trust the opponents that LP has beat, and
Just want to
you
make sure
you
I
notice
talked
like
about
the
it.
level of comp that he loses to. Yep.
I just wanted to make sure I got that out the way. I
Oh
almost
yeah.
forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Look, we're at an hour and a half, but this has been just a really good pod. Is there anything else we want to talk about with the last 3 events that happened? Especially the last 2. Is there anything we got to talk about with BallisLife, the Nas and Justin Wright? I think that was a very interesting game.
I haven't
And
watched
you,
that. I haven't watched that game.
Honestly, there's not that much that you're missing. I think Justin Wright will be a cool guy to be in the scene, but let's see if he's actually a real hack or if he was just joining in on the hacking because Nas was hacking. So that's my spoiler to you on that.
Wait, hold on. If that happened, I think did Kyrie Walker hack on that game?
Did Kyrie Walker hack? I don't remember
Yeah.
Kyrie Walker being a hack in any of his
Okay.
games.
Because I just thought about that. Skoob got into the foul limit against Nas. Briscoe hacked
Yes.
Nas, and Nas hacked Briscoe. So I think people tried to hack Nas is because how physical he is.
Yes. I think Nas fouls way too much, but I
Yeah.
think he has not been in a game where the refs call the fouls correctly. That's the
hmm
funny part. It's either he's blowing somebody out or the fouls get called incorrectly, and then it's just a wacky end to the game. The Skoob, the end to that game was wacky. The end to the Briscoe game, what end? It didn't end. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Like that's just something that really happens during Nas games, and I want to see if we could get. I don't know. I don't know if you could get the Lay and Meech duo or just some referee duo that would be able to call fouls in the way that would really stop Nas from playing the way he plays because it's uninteresting and I wonder if it will lead to a loss.
I think Lane Meech it would lead to like a close loss.
You saying TNC Nas would have a different luck right now, like TNC refs against some
Yeah.
of these top tier OTD opponents. Yeah, I agree. I think
So
that's why I think it's scary for Nas with the way the SK game went. I think if Nas played Bijan, like that could be a scary game for him, bro. I don't know. That could be
there
tough.
is talking about the last three events. I would like to talk about Zambian versus Bug would be a great matchup to make.
Ooh, that's thinking outside the box right there. I like that. Go ahead.
Just the way their play styles match together. They're like tall, small guards. That Zambia, the Scar, Bug has beat he has beat
He just beat
Mo
Vern this weekend.
yeah,
You
he
know,
beat
he's
Vern,
beat Terry Halsley. Yeah.
Terry Hosley. He beat Pat better than Zambian beat Pat. So I like to see those two match up. And I think that would be the number one contender spot for the Malik and So. The winners face each other, the losers face each other.
Mm,
And then I would
okay.
like to see small guards. I can match up four matchups, like the top eight guys. Latin Esco, I'll count as small guards, probably.
Kind of. Their height is a little too much, but it's okay. They can face them. It's not a bad matchup, quote unquote. Yeah.
I would see Malik So
Yep.
and Bug Symbian,
Okay.
Burn Pat.
Vernon Pat. Yeah, just let them do it. Yep.
hmm And then I would go Crime versus. Actually, never mind. I would like to see Crime Symbian Left Hand Down Bug.
Yeah. Yeah. Left hand Don Book is about time for that.
And
Yep.
then Crime Symbian, Denver and Pat.
Okay. Now there's a small guard that does not want to be known as a small guard. His name is Jerome Randall, and
Yeah.
he's somebody who like doesn't want to be known as a small guard, but I think him going against the winner of Malik and Zoe would be great cinema because we should
True.
see why he's not a small guard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, he's their height, but he thinks he shouldn't even be like mentioned with them. He wants, your Nas's and your Scoobs. And I think that they're really trying to make the Scoob game happen, if I've, heard any rumors correctly. But I think it would be good for him
Jerome.
to just go ahead and like take care of a
Yeah,
small guard if he thinks that they are, that type of matchup is beneath him.
It's
yeah.
probably gonna be
I think
Rob
that
Scoop 3.
that's. Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
It's probably gonna be Rob Scoop 3.
Okay, so Summer Jam will probably be Rob Skoob 3 instead of Jerome and Skoob. So Jeremy, go ahead about Jerome.
I think with Jerome, yeah, just
Oh yeah, there's a
just
rumor.
complete.
Jerome Zay.
There's a rumor for Roman Zay.
Yeah,
Ooh, ooh, no, I think Zay would win.
yeah. That's the one I think. I think he can. Jerome will lose to Zay, Nas, and Keem, but has a chance against like Scoob and Moon and Nesco.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I. Yeah, I mean,
Well, so I think
yeah,
one trend I hear from what you just said, Ant, is you think that when there's height and weight, that Jerome is lacking in the matchup, that it could be real bad. But if it's just height that he's lacking, that he might be able to handle it.
yeah. I think with Jerome, just establish that you're like that. There's like a big gap. That's actually good for him to do. Establish that there's a big gap between the other small guards and you, and then that way, man, people will leave you alone. Like everybody
Yes,
will leave you alone.
I
I
Even
would
think
if you
like
that's
just
to
what
play
he
like a
should
see.
do.
slow,
I
yeah,
would like to see if Lat beats Kel and Nesco. I would like to see Lat Jerome Randall to see who's the best small guard technically.
yeah, like Latin and Kel, those two, they're very close to small guard territory, and so it's like
They're pretty
It
I
much
comes
think
down.
5'11" guys. It's like Nesco. They're like 5'10" and a half,
Yeah,
5'11" guys.
yeah, and I think Jerome Randall should also play them too. Like just establish the level, show them there's levels,
Yeah.
I think
and
it
then
comes
also
down for small guard. Do you count T Hosley as small guard?
I
And
think
T.
it's good for
Hosley
him,
plays
T.
the
Mosley, to
small
play
guards,
small.
but I think
Yeah,
he's like always taller than them, ain't he?
He's like 5'11", 6 foot as well, and he loses to small guards. So I think I will count that 5'11" and below as small guards, using T Hosley as example.
Mm-hmm.
And Pep is 6 foot, and he plays
He
small
plays
guards
small
only.
guards all the time. But I
Yeah, so
wonder
I
if
think
Pep just plays small guards because he likes to have some type of advantage because he's not that good.
because he
he's not
lost to
that
him.
good.
He lost to Amir Whitlock.
I'm
Amir.
let me get some analysis. Who exactly is Amir Whitlock?
Okay, this Amir's first game on the scene was Skoob. He lost 30-26. And then Amir went on a run of beating he's like OTD Discord's biggest like Cooper
Got
besides
you.
Bijan. Is Bijan beat us Amir. Amir has beat Pep but beat little guys but lost to Scoop, and he said himself he would beat Nas 30-25.
He's asking for a lot. So I see he plays on this league here, 23 league. Where is 23 league based?
Minnesota. Twan, D
Oh,
Stan,
Minnesota.
Fitz.
So Jay Horn and all them.
Yeah. Minnesota should be in a I think Minnesota, if they were in a battleground, they would cook.
They have guys. And they have guys who have not even been on TNC in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Twan,
So that'd be an interesting one.
Twan, Jayhorn, Fitz, D Stan, Amir Whitlock. That's their best five in my opinion.
Oh, Amir Whitlock has actually committed to Navy before. I don't know if he played for them.
I don't think he did.
Interesting. But clearly he has some game. So
Yeah,
that's yeah,
so
so that's cool.
he's just like I think him first he plays like Scar and Reese.
Okay, so he plays like Scar and Reese.
And he beat Pep and he was talking crap about Pep. Pep flew to his city just to lose.
Wow.
And Amir 6'2", so that's why I think Pep just wants the size advantage.
Interesting. Yeah, I know, man. So Minnesota got hoopers, bro. So on the topic of Amir Whitlock, okay, all in all, small guards, yeah, I think that's the big thing is I think Jerome Randall, as far as we small guards go in general, he should be the overlord. You know what I'm saying? He should be considered the king that, small guards try to go and reach for. Because, like, if we remember, after the Nesco game, that was before Dom went and lost some stock himself by going and getting bodied by Malik Ellison. Uh, so before that game, the convo was, okay, well, if left hand Dom's the best small guard on this side, then let's go ahead and have him play Jerome at some point and see what he does. But and then obviously Jerome said, "No, I don't play small guards." But let's see what happens in the zone Malik game, and if that game is impressive on either one of their parts, what would Jerome say? I'm sure he would say the same thing, but it might be received different from the scene.
So if Malik
What about
blows out, I think
Hmm.
Malik has to play Jerome Randall.
Yes,
yeah? If it's a blowout, oh yes. But now, what about Trey Lewis? How tall is he?
Six
Joseph Lewis, he's like
two.
a 6'1", yeah.
Okay. I feel like in general that's just a really good game. Jerome Randall and Joseph Lewis.
I'm sure Jerome would play him.
Yeah.
There's one that I said to Dev, and Dev likes Joseph Lewis versus SK would be a good one.
That is an interesting one.
Joseph Lewis. Yeah, I like it too. I like it. I like it.
Hey, let me ask you guys who would win. Go ahead.
I
Anybody.
think Joseph Lewis would win based off experience.
I also think the same thing. I think SK got to play guys that have like some other guys. I don't want them to play each other, even though I don't want them to play each other because they're new, and I want them to establish themselves against like some weaker opponents first. Like I'm talking about SK particularly. I think Joseph Lewis is ready to play anybody
Hmm.
now,
Thanks
but
for a while.
yeah, but when it comes to SK, I feel like he's still new, and he played Nas, so like all right, now play like a lower opponent first, but. And that will help me to know how good he would be because I don't want to underestimate him against Joseph Lewis.
Hmm.
But I do got Joseph Lewis. Maybe that's because I haven't seen enough SK. And I
SK,
feel like that Joseph
I think
Lewis.
SK, if he plays someone like like the 30 to 40 range, I think he beats them badly. But I think he can be like not Kel and Isote, where they can be like he can be a 16 to 20 type player.
I think so too. Like I am high on SK in that sense.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
like that.
think
SK Kel.
like literally, if Joseph Lewis doesn't use the right tactics, he literally could lose to SK. Is my point. And I think SK's foot speed pleasantly surprised me as the Nas game went on. I think his body is, he's real thick in his upper body, bro. And his foot speed, I think he's pretty good laterally too, even though he's real physical. He does foul. He does. But all in all, SK got some game to him, man. And I think the Nas game was just about him needing to get comfortable. Low key. That could have been a very interesting event had, SK had some more experience. And that's as far as I would go. Like seriously, literally could be talking about the scene in a different way. That SK had some more experience.
Okay, this is one thing I talked in the OTD Discord as well. I think we're gonna be entering a new era in the next year, where top 5 will change.
So as in by June 1st, 2027.
Yes, like Summer Jam next year.
Hmm. By
I
Summer
can
Jam
see.
next year. Yeah, 'cause I think if these matchups continue to happen, if people like TNC keep their foot on the gas with the summit, if people like OTD keep their foot on the gas by trying to beat competition, if BallisLife is trying to stay at the top, and these matchups keep getting booked, at some point, those top guys have to really play each other. And I think some orders are really going to change in a similar fashion to how people's top fives changed after the Friga versus Nas event, TNC won.
I think that will happen to me. I think Nas by next year will be pushed out to top 3. He will be number 4, and I see the top 5 next year. that's gonna either age really well or really bad. I have 1 Zay next year. By next year, 2 Bijan, 3 Keem, 4 Nas, 5 Keon. By next year,
That's a projection right there. You know
because I
what?
think I think Keon
That's
beats
something I need
Skoob.
to work on. Let me and Jeremy work on that so that we could give a response on a later pod because that's a very big concept that we have not really thought. I have not thought about unless Jeremy, you ready? I'm literally sitting here speaking for you. Let me slow down.
Yeah, you know what? Bijan and Keem will be top five next year.
Mm.
Yes, they will be. That's all I'm gonna say now. I don't have anything else. But I'm gonna also say people that I think. Okay, let's say two people that I think will fall out of the top five. You know, I think Skoob could actually fall out, but
I
Rob
think
will.
I think Moon, Rob. I think only 2 people stay in the top 5. I think Moon, Rob, Nesco's gonna drop out. Moon's gonna drop out. Rob's gonna drop out, and Scoob's gonna drop out.
Oh, you had Nesco. I never had Nesco top five.
Yeah, Jeremy, that's one thing we missed. Ant read out his top 10 and he has Nesco at 5. So
Because
I was telling
Oh,
him that yeah, you and I we don't have Nesco at the 5 area. We have him at the 10 area.
I have it because his
yeah.
resume.
Yep. And his resume is for real, Jeremy. I don't know if you know the full extent, but he's like literally
That's
beating the
fair.
best guys. Yeah.
He beat Scoob twice, Nesco twice, and Trey Croft 3 times.
Yep. He has wins against Moon. Yeah, he has some stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
I gotta watch more Trey Cough because I used to watch him when I first started watching the scene.
Yeah.
I haven't watched him since then. Like since then, so way
Trey
back.
Croft flew out Cam, and Nesco beat Cam as well.
Yes,
Hmm.
Trey Croft and Nesco, those are kind of the guys that pushed Cam out the top 10.
I would say Cam's
Yeah,
overrated. Hot take.
I don't
Um
have Cam top 10 at all.
Wait, so you
Not even
say
close.
Cam is overrated. Do you think he's better than Joseph Lewis?
No. Because look at his losses. He lost to Twan. He lost to Moon.
He did
He's
lose to
lost.
Twan.
That's what Lewis too.
He lost to Twan. Who, if Twan comes back to, Twan's only played in 23 league. He beat J Horn recently. I think Twan, if he goes in, he can be a top 20 guy if he just goes up to the big platforms. But he wants to stay loyal to 23 league.
So let me get this straight. Twan is playing 1v1 right now?
Yeah, he beat J Horn.
Oh, let me check that. I want to see how he's doing because I liked how he played against Cam. So that's super interesting. Twan versus Jay Horn. I'm putting it in my watch later, guys. Like, y'all go ahead.
And
Excuse me.
by the way, uh, I don't. I got Joseph Lewis over Cam too. I got him over Cam too. I think Joseph Lewis is better than Cam. Maybe
Also,
that's
I
me
have
being.
Cam's only good win is against Lat. Reese is not going to age well. He beat Lat. And overall, he beat Bug. Bug's just really, I think Bug's
That was a size.
5'11".
Yeah, that was a size
Yeah.
issue. That's how I feel about that.
So he has wins against Bug, Lat, and Reese. That's his good wins. He beat Kel in like the old days where it was only to 7.
Mm.
And he beat Mike Harden.
Yeah, Mike Harden not a good ones
Yeah.
player.
He lost to, because Mike Harden lost to Ryan and Tello. Well, Teo, I
No, no,
could
no,
see
no.
him.
Mike Harden beat Ryan, but he lost to
Mike
Teo.
Mike Harden beat Ryan?
Yeah, he beat Ryan in that
Oh,
what was that, Vegas or something? That red
yeah,
gym.
that was
Yeah.
Vegas. And he lost to Teo. So I think Cam, I'll love to see Cam Teo next.
There we go. Now we're talking.
That's
Because
a good game.
Cam lost to no, Cam hasn't played. I don't like Cam versus Keon. That's gonna get and ugly.
Yeah, I think Keon is an upgraded Cam.
I think Cam losses to Twan, Skoob, Moon, Trey Croft, and Nesco. He's losing to like the top 15 guys.
Yeah, it seems like when there's top 10 type of guys at his height, at his weight class, he just loses to him. But he did beat Latin, but that was Latin's first 1v1
Yeah.
30. So we'll see. Like literally, if they rematched, and I think Latin wants a rematch. I don't know if they would do it, but summits happen frequently. If they rematched, that'd be an interesting one. Like I would pick Latin.
Yeah, I would have Lat as well.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm not.
So
I'm not that high on Cam.
I heard people say Cam is still like top 15, just barely off the top 10 list. That's crazy to me. I think he's there with Kel, Scar, and them. They are the gatekeepers to the top 20.
So and we had put out this tier list back in December, and we're just trying to get a gauge of what we thought about the scene. So there's a lot of names that are missing. This will be a way bigger tier list. And of course things have really changed. But
Y'all said December, right?
yeah, so this is in the announcements joint right here. It's not a
Yeah.
far scroll. Let me ask, do you have Cam? Who do you have, Cam or Kel? Because when we put this out, uh, we saw the Kel loss to Day Day, and I think that's what messed me up when looking at things. So I would ask, I mean, and then there's guys like Eli Carter here, and Eli is super inactive because of his major injury. But like Cam versus Kel, what would y'all even say right now?
I Cam versus Kel. I think I got Kel, but ooh, they're like the same level right there. They're like the same level.
Can y'all repeat what
I'm.
y'all said?
I'm
Would you have Cam or Kel?
Cam.
You said you definitely
Right?
like you got Cam over Kel.
Like 30-23.
Okay, so that means you're not high on Kel. Well, you said you have Kel in your potential cells
Cam and my potential cells and Kel.
and Kel and Latin.
I think Cam is in my potential self, but yeah, coming off that win, it's like his stock. He's kind of keeping it for now, but when he plays, if he plays some OTD dudes, I think it will get tough. It will get ugly.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna look at y'all.
Yeah, break down the tier list, guys. We're about to be at 2 hours. This we really flowed. This has been an excellent episode, man. Like,
Okay, looking at this tier list,
yes,
y'all have Mike Harden at B tier, which I'll bring down.
yes,
Yes, we will
I
too.
think I think I'll flip Mike Harden and Scar.
yeah, that's fair.
Yes, I do that.
I low
Yeah,
key would flip Malik and okay, looking at this, Malik needs to be A plus tier. Y'all have Malik at B. I'll move him to A plus tier for the year he has had.
What do you
I'm
think
not
about
ready for
when?
A plus.
Let me ask you this though. So, based off the timeline, when we made this in December 2025, first off, I agree Malik has to be in some type of A tier. But what do you think about Malik losing to Kel? Because
Yeah,
he's lost to
I
Kel
would.
and he's lost to Boog.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. From that timeline, wait, yeah, because Ryan B tier would be good.
Right. But just in general, you think still like you just think Malik should be A plus tier. That is what
Right
you think.
now, yes.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
Cam at A minus.
Hmm.
I think hot take because he hasn't played in a while and he just dislocated his shoulder. I think if y'all remade this, Frigo would be off the list entirely.
So that is a very hot take.
I
There's
think
guys that freaking beating.
I would say this: if y'all remade this list, you have to kick some guys off because Freak hasn't played since y'all made this list. Eli hasn't played since you made this list, and Kyrie Walker hasn't. Because of inactivity, I would kick them off the list.
Oh,
entirely.
And then BJ,
yeah. On that stance, that's not even a hot take. In that
mhm.
sense, that's not a hot take. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
and then BJ hasn't played since we made this list neither.
BJ hasn't played.
Um,
It's hard to rank him.
BJ is
Scotty
most likely.
Lewis.
I think BJ might be the next matchup announced.
Okay, so BJ might be like really back on the scene real
Yeah,
soon.
he's
Nice.
coming. He's coming back in 02 or 03 Summit.
Excellent. Okay.
Scotty announced it. He said BJ's coming home very
Oh,
soon.
okay. Oh, okay.
mm,
Hmm. I wonder who he's playing.
maybe it's Keon or Latin or
No,
I
no,
think
he's too tall for those.
I think
He's
yeah,
too tall for
Latin.
Latin.
I hate
Yeah,
the
he's too tall
matchup,
for
but
Latin.
I think they're gonna go C4, the trilogy.
The trilogy, yeah, which is unfortunate because we're tired of that. We want to see him in other,
Hmm
yeah. We
Or
need to be able to learn about him in some other situations.
BJ Dang Bull, BJ Malik Dunbar.
Yeah, now we're
BJ
talking. Yes,
Lamar.
because I was thinking about
BJ
Malik Dunbar
Lamar.
because they're on the same side of the street. So BJ
What
Lamar, he
about
would have like a at least 3 inch, if not 4 inch advantage on Lamar.
Can we see BJ? I think I low key had this hot take and I never said it because I don't want to know what the thing would be. I think BJ should play Lance Stevenson in the Born Ready pay per view if Lance plays 1-on-1.
That's a good
I
one
think
too.
BJ would.
I think
I think
that's
BJ
the
would beat
only.
him.
Go ahead.
I think BJ would beat him.
Yeah, because apparently Lance is probably gonna in the next Born Ready platform pay per view. He's playing a 1v1. I would like to see either to see how he actually plays that 1v1. I'll either pick BJ or Bino.
I would go
Mm.
a little. I mean, oh, Bino. Okay, that's not bad. I was thinking ISO Tay.
Yeah, Isote,
Or,
Malik Dunbar.
yeah, Malik
Yeah,
Dunbar.
just off
That's
of
another one.
animosity. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
but you know
We,
who else Lance has talked trash about is obviously C4.
yeah.
And I would pick C4.
And
that's
also,
tough.
you know who else he talked trash about? I rewatched all the face-offs. Simba.
Oh, he talked trash about Simba?
Yeah, said that's not a good win when Simba lost to Malik Dunbar. He said he's not nice at all.
Oh, he said Simba's not nice at all.
Yeah.
Simba's like in the top 3 for shooting percentages.
Mhm. And Simba looks good in the recent like 3v3s.
Yeah, Simba's moving well. What happened to him? Was he overseas? Was he injured?
I think he got no, I think he didn't get booked for a while. I think it was booking problems. Because, I think they cut people when they transition to season 2 or season 1.
Uh-huh.
Because we haven't seen Noah Blackwell, we haven't seen the twins, we haven't seen Bird, we haven't seen EJ, we haven't
Yep.
seen what's his name? Who were we just talking about? I look blanked out.
I don't know.
Uh,
Simba.
Simba. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was cuts, but I think they made the wrong cuts.
Mm.
Because how is Simba and BJ not in the season? I think BJ is because of overseas. But how isn't
Yes.
Simba in the season? Or Noah Blackwell over
I feel you.
but you kept Pat.
Right.
I feel you on Simba because Simba, we're talking ascension theory. Simba's efficiency is crazy. His defense is great too. It's like, whoa, this guy is good. So his yeah, statistically great.
Yeah.
So I would want to see him play some more games for sure. His top tier guy.
Well, and still sticking to this tier list right here. Couple things that then let me just move my face so we can like people can see the tier list. Um, let's see. I think we would clearly have. Here. Give me a second, guys. I think we would clearly have Lamar out of the S tier.
Be like A-.
Yeah, he's somewhere in the A's.
Yeah.
I think A+ stuff that we would have to adjust. I think all these guys in A+ can stay, actually, low
Yeah.
key. I think we just have to add more people to
Yeah.
A+. Yeah.
I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at Twan's recent games. He beat Noah Blackwell 32-9.
Hmm.
Twan might be top 20, but he's underrated because he hasn't played on a big platform.
So let me see. Twan versus Noah Blackwell.
It was 32-9 on Bucks Island. So he has a Twan win. He has a Noah win by blowout. He has a Cam win. He has a J Horn win. His only losses to Kel, which Kel and Cam are in the same spot. So I think Twan can be a top 20 guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Twan's lost to Kel and Twan lost to Malik, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which both are really good games.
Yes,
Good
obviously.
players.
Yeah, those are great opponents.
And he has a what's his name? He has a Cam win.
Yep,
And
he
a
definitely has a
Jordan.
Cam win. Man, can you send me that Twan versus Noah Blackwell? I can't find that on YouTube right now.
Because all I did, I looked up Bucks Island, like Ryan's account, and
Yeah.
it shows up immediately. Like you press the thing, it was one of the first videos he
Interesting.
posted.
One of the oldest videos he posted?
It said because
Yes,
it has
here
this,
it is. Yeah, it actually is.
yeah,
Yeah.
Antoine
Yep,
Timmons
Antoine
versus
Kimmins versus Noah Blackwell. It's right here. Found it, man. There we go. Nice. Let's see. What other obvious things can we do in this tier list? Yeah, taking Frigo away due to inactivity. I think that's a must. Also looking at this, we could say
down.
take Eli Carter out. We could arguably take Nitty out, even though he's gonna play a game. He's about to play Dang. We haven't talked about any of those Nesquik games that are coming up. He's about to play Dang. I think Dang will actually beat him, funny enough. I don't know what y'all think about that.
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, one thing I gotta say,
Nitty's
Nitty needs to
Nitty's
stay
great at
off
three.
comment. Say that one more time.
Oh, my fault. Maybe I'm delayed when you. I think I'm delayed when.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm saying that Nitty is great at 3v3. He earns his stripes in 3v3, but then when he goes to 1v1, these guys that are in like the A+ tier can't beat them. He doesn't beat them.
I just want to say this. It's not even related to this, but Frank Nitty needs to stay off commentary.
Stay off of
So
commentary.
Yeah, what he was talking about Lola, that was
Yeah, I know he couldn't keep he couldn't keep his hands out his pants. That's a fact. He was tripping.
oh
But I think all in all, with like game analysis and being a color commentator, I think he is good though.
yeah. But
yeah.
now looking at it, I think Frank Nitty beat Cam?
Cam, I'm not sure about Cam. I know he's beaten Bino in Nesquik, and he had a do or die game versus Skoob.
He barely lost to Skoob, by the way.
Yes. He barely lost to Skoob. He looked good. But I think Dang will do some things to him, man. And Nitty's a smart guy, but I don't think Nitty the whole thing about Nitty not liking 1v1, it makes sense because his offense in 1v1, it can be real awkward and just indecisive. He might be
Yeah.
overthinking. You know what I'm saying? It's like he doesn't really get to what looks good. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He only has like a Hezekiah win.
Oh, has he got, huh?
He has a Hezekiah win, and that's all I'm saying.
Now, some other
Yeah.
Nesquik things. I think all the Nesquik matchups came out, guys.
I
So
feel bad for Mike Harden.
yes, because Mike Harden is gonna play Bison, Jeremy.
Oh, I don't think Mike Harden is not scoring 15 either. Yeah.
I think these games are to 21, right?
Yeah, they
Oh,
either go to 21 or they go to 15, or I mean 16.
if it's a 21, then Mike Harden he might get like 9, and
First rounds
then
are 15, second rounds are 21. I think they should do first round 15, second round 21, last game 30, in my opinion.
and okay to 15, then Mike Harden
Yeah,
might get like 7. Yeah.
I think the best games would be between. I think Joe would slaughter Vern.
Yeah, slow Zoe and Vern. I don't like what Vern's jumper looked like in that game this weekend, guys.
No, I
Didn't
didn't.
he? Oh, didn't he barely win again in the blueprint?
Yeah, he won his matchup. Who did he play?
This
Was it a
dude
like a
named.
forgettable guy? I don't even know who he
Yeah.
was. Got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
Wait.
watched some of those possessions just to learn more about like where Vern is at right now. But yeah, I think Zoe got him.
Yeah, because looking at the bugs on a rise now since that Zoe lost. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So Boog is on a rise now since that Zoe loss. So what he's I mean, what has he done? Because he just played Zoe. I mean, yeah, so now he just beat Vern, and I wonder what Boog has scheduled next. But yeah, I got Zoe beating Vern. Um the
Yeah.
other the other matchup,
Vern is not
Jeremy,
quick enough.
you said Vern is not quick enough.
Yeah, I'm saying Vern's not quick enough defensively to guard
Yeah, to
Zoe.
guard
He
Zoe, who's arguably the fastest in the scene.
Alright.
Boog was
Yeah.
too fast for Vern. So
I just
yeah,
want
Boog was
what
too
I was
fast.
Hmm.
what I was trying to say was Bug's been on a roll since the Zoe loss. Beat Mitri and beat Vern.
Oh, Mitri was the other one. I did watch that on Blueprint. You're right. Now,
Right.
the last one is Keem and AB. AB, I like AB, man. We just don't
Yeah,
get
that's
to
gonna
see him
be
that much.
phenomenal.
That's gonna be a goodie, man. Like AB comes to fight.
Yeah.
But I mean, I pick him to win, but AB's jumper is so beautiful and so smooth, man. Like he makes his
Yeah.
shots.
I think
It's gonna be like a
AB.
30 to 23.
Y'all know what Swift Hoops is?
Yeah, I know Swift Hoops. He's the
Yeah.
rankings guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen the match. I think AB lost to Malik Dunbar in a small platform. I don't know if I'm right because they
Oh
played.
no. AB versus Malik. Well, is it on YouTube? No, it's not on YouTube.
Because it was a tournament style game, kind of like Nesquik.
Interesting. So like a
No,
short score
it
type of game. Yeah.
was Games to Dirty tournament.
It was a what tournament?
Games to Dirty.
Games to 30 tournament.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I forgot. It was called Automatic Buckets.
Hmm.
I
I
think
wonder
AB
where that
hosted
would
it
be.
because I remember I saw AB versus Malik Dunbar, and then Malik Dunbar versus Wani as well. So I think Malik Dunbar beat AB and Wani same day.
Wow. Oh, so Malik is not that bad, man.
Yeah, he has a Simba win, he has an AB win, he has a Wani win,
Yeah.
and, and a Cinco win. But we
Yeah,
don't
he
talk
beat
about Cinco.
Cinco. Yes. Those Cinco's not good at once. Yes. So there's this let's see. There's first off, I like where we are in the scene where there's a lot of content.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of stuff to preview. I thought we were kind of out of the realm of a bunch of stuff, but there's still more, with these small platforms and all that. Because we also got this free smoke and no, not free smoke, just June's League. This June's League card, and they're playing their games on June 20th. And
Yeah,
the matchups
I
have been coming out for that one. Yeah.
I know it's race versus Scarf versus Lat. Do we got
Scar
any
versus Lad is
predictions?
on the card, yes. There's a bunch of stuff. There's Ja Wick versus Trey Croft. Um, I'm not
Ooh,
familiar with Ja Wick.
all right. He was the one that beat Ray John in Free Smoke in TNC.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Okay, this is my opinion on John Wick. He has the hardest schedule so far. It's worse than Scars, and it's only 2 games. It's Trey Croft and Keon, back-to-back weekends.
Ooh, man.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
that's a
John Wick yet.
schedule. What's the Ja Wick game for us to watch?
Yeah, that wasn't a free game, so I don't know. Let me
Oh, you
check.
said that was the free game?
I believe so. John Wick versus Ray John.
Okay, so like we should be able to go and watch it right now, literally, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I might
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
he played the dude that played Pert. The dude that played Cam played. He has played Terry Husley. He played Pert on Free Smoke. He's a Free Smoke like really big name.
Okay, so he's a free smoke guy. Baltimore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he played T Husley. He played Pert. He played Ray John.
Hey, I also see he's just played Inu. I see
Did
this
he?
right here. So did he beat Inu? Yeah,
I haven't watched.
he beat Inu 30-23, guys.
I haven't watched that game.
They posted,
Okay.
yeah. So this is what happened on the MJM card up in PA.
Oh yeah,
This,
I heard about that.
yeah, and
Cause
then he brought a
oh
belt out because he brought a belt out, started smacking the ground because he beat Inu.
dang.
Yeah. So
So
Inu's 0-3 because Inu also lost to Owen.
he's 0-4. He lost to Scar. He lost to what's his name? He lost to Moon, Scar, Owen, and Jawick.
Yes, he did lose to Moon. Yes.
Okay.
In that
Ouch.
Moon game, he's losing all those games, 30-20 something. Like he can't win a game, but he can't like really badly lose a game. That's why he's
Right.
getting those. He's getting okay. Marcellus Howard said this, and I agree with him so much. Pat and I'll add Eno into here are only getting games because of their mouth,
Hmm.
because they can sell pay-per-views.
Yeah. They can sell themselves.
Because remember, Inu said, he called out Moon. He got the Moon game. He said he will bring Scar to a full-time musician. He got
Yeah,
the
he
music,
did say that.
and also he did get an MJM game. So
Yeah,
I
he is
think,
getting the opportunities. It's easy to put him on a card as like an interesting game. Yeah,
but
but
he's not winning those
the
games.
wins are not translating.
Same thing
So,
with Pat. Pat called out Vern. He called out Tello. Teo.
yep.
My bad. So like and he called out Bug. And he put it on his daughter that he's gonna win, and then
Yeah.
that ended up bad.
Hey, to go back to this June's League card, there's another matchup here, Zoe and Leafy. And I've seen Leafy. I've seen Pat actually beat Leafy. I think his name is like Khalif. That's why they call him Leafy. But yeah, Zoe should be able to beat him. I was not high on Leaf's game. I was watching. I was like, man, there's a lot of things he should be doing. He left a lot to be
He's a
desired.
little slow too, right? He's slow.
Yeah, I don't think Leaf is that quick.
He's like one of the slowest small guards.
There we go. So the matchup, Jeremy, they got Trey Duval versus EJ. Jeremy, I don't know if you remember EJ. EJ's played on TNC before. Well, he played Moon. That's who he played.
Oh, did he almost win?
He made it a comeback, but he scored 20 something
Yeah,
against Moon.
I think he played in 23 league or something like that.
I mean, I might already, even without seeing EJ, have EJ. If you say he played a good game against Moon, because
Right. He played a good
uh
game against Moon.
Trayvon Duval, because Trayvon Duval would not play a good game against Moon. So that's why I don't think Trayvon Duval is that good.
Well, I won't go as far as to say EJ played a good game versus Moon. I think he played a long game. It was a long game. You know, Moon shot 33%, EJ shot 27%.
Mm.
EJ was 2 for 15 from three. So um, I was not all that impressed, but he like had made a run towards the end to where I think he might have even tied the game up or something, and then Moon just pulled away.
Then okay, if it was just a cold game, then I can't really say anything until I really see a different game. I would want to see a different game where EJ has more is more efficient. I want to see what it looks
Not stupid. I think they played against each other, EJ and Inu.
Let's see what EJ versus. What can I find? First off, he looks like just your classic Jersey guy, anyways. And EJ versus. What do I got here? Okay, he played Uncle Skoob 3 years ago. What do I got here on YouTube, man? Okay, he played Scar 10 months ago. So these are where his games are at. Yes, June's League here. Some other things.
June's League original.
Say it again.
He plays in June's League. He's one of those as well.
Okay, got you. Yeah, you look. I'm from Philly. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
Philly, they either play Loki, Free Smoke, TNC, or June's League.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and June's League's obviously Delaware based. So what happened to end this game is EJ pulled. Oh, EJ ended up beating Scar. This happened 10 months ago. They played to 16. He beat him like 16-12. And I'm sure this was
like. Then
ones and twos.
I should watch that game just to see his bag in preparation for uh Trayvon Duval
Mm-hmm.
prediction.
Yep. Yep.
Look at. I think I remember watching this game. I think Scar lost because the height advantage and the agility, and also Scar got mad. I think Scar is really bad in getting his feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, EJ's a tall guy now that you bring up height advantage because I'm seeing them stand next to each other. This was a very tense game.
Mhm.
Yeah. EJ's tall. Yeah, but Trey Duval is tall, bro. Trey Duval is 6'3", like for real.
Hold on, think about it. If EJ beats Trey Duval and he has a Scar win, can we see EJ make a step up to like LP or C4? Or is that too
Sure.
high?
I mean, and I think he would lose to both of those guys, but all in all, that's what competition's about, trying to raise
Yeah,
your
I
competition
mean,
level.
yeah, I mean you can let him play them, but I think he would lose.
I think he
he
lose to both of them clearly, but
he has a loss
maybe
to Moon.
somebody worse than those guys.
He has a
Yeah,
loss
if
to
he can
Moon.
play like a Bruce maybe before them,
Yeah,
or
that's a good name.
Ooh,
see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like Bruce,
yeah, because I was
Bruce,
EJ
thinking
and
about
Bruce. That would be
Isote.
yeah. I
because
shall say that would be another one.
he beat Scar, he lost to Moon, so he needs someone in the middle, and Bruce and Tay are right dead in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I also want to see him just beat Malik Dunbar. To see him beat Malik Dunbar.
Malik Dunbar. There we go. Malik Dunbar might body him, but we'll see. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Oh man. What else is on this card? They got Indiana Zay, Jeremy. They got this Zay dude versus a guy named S. Dot. Not familiar with him.
Is he another Toronto guy? That's that.
June's League.
Nah,
As
S.
not a
Dot's a
June's League
June's
guy.
League guy. Yeah,
Um,
June's League guy. Not
um,
familiar with him, but
okay.
I'm sure he's gonna come and fight. So,
I
oh well.
think. Wait, who's that stop fighting again? Am I playing against?
He's playing against Zoe.
Indiana.
I mean, not Zoe. Zay. Indiana Zay.
I low key have stop pulling off the upset.
Mm.
Is your point that Zay doesn't have like wins?
Yeah, but I think his style is better than Zay's.
Mm.
Zay's already countering you, and he not even. It's like he counters as his main thing. Like he don't his like just straight up, just top of the key. Let me just take this three real quick, or let me
Mm.
just drive head first, straight line drive. Like he doesn't do that. So it makes it tough for him, in my opinion. I have seen that flaw, but if he's going against an opponent that isn't really a top three league opponent, a player like that consistently, he might just beat them.
I have like one more topic to talk about before I look at to go.
Let's see.
When I, when I was talking about new waves, like the next wave's coming, I was thinking about two people that can make top 10, and it's a really big hot take. I think they need to step up in competition or play each other. Mo Arnold and Teo.
Mo Arnold, really? I was
Yeah,
not
Really,
impressed.
Mo, I wasn't that impressed with him neither.
I was just saying he beat Dre and Dre beat Joe.
Yes, that happened, but I think the Dre Zoe situation was a height advantage and a cold day. Like
I
man, my point is, look, anybody can lose, right? That's one of my things. Is like if you haven't lost in 1v1, you haven't played enough. This isn't like boxing. In 1v1, if you haven't lost, you have not played enough. But I I'm really going for the height advantage thing when I talk about that game because
my
that
my
was very
thing
apparent.
To see if Mo's like that, I would like to see Mo versus Scar and Teo versus Trey Croft. And if they beat both of them, I would like to see those two match up if they both win that games.
And that'd be a good matchup too if they were to win that. So
Mm-hmm.
you said Mo and Scar, yeah, sure, I like that. And then Teo and Trey Croft, I like that.
Well, it's either Mo and Scar, or I was thinking Mo Jawick.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see Mo get to 30 some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Mo has
build,
a very odd play style. His pivot foot
Mhm.
is like quote unquote the wrong foot, you know? And I mean he's all right. But I think his defense is great. His offense is it seems pretty stiff, in my opinion.
What I really want to say about TNC real quick, they build their like newcomers. Like if y'all watch the UFC, Darren Till,
Say it
like
again, dare until.
Darren Till and Patty Pimlet, they throw them into the fire too fast.
Mm,
Oh, CNC does that. That is
Yeah.
true. And that you know what that is? And they are hyping up their day isotays. That's what I was. That's part of why I put day and isotay in the stock lowering, because when these guys like day and isotay, when they play like an OTD guy, I feel like they're just not gonna win their OTD equivalent. So it's they keep playing these guys that are pretty much bums in this top three league. So that's what keeps their stock up so high.
I saw Bijan versus Skoob was their first game. They put a step down for Bijan. Same thing with Keem. They just put them a step down. But Ryan, Reese, they just getting matchup after matchup after matchup, and they're losing and losing. Just build them, like bring them to a small platform. If they lose their first game on TNC, and if they win that, bring them up. If they don't, release them.
mm-hmm.
But they keep giving Ryan. He lost to Mike Harden. He lost to Scar. He lost to Moon.
Yep.
Like you're only beating city players, city people. Go
Mm-hmm.
to small platforms and get some wins.
Agreed. Agreed.
Reese.
Little Ryan, he picked up a win against O2 Deuce. That's something we haven't talked about, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear y'all O2 Deuce takes.
Like I was saying before, I think he will end up like Lu and just straight up play some games, but he's gonna because Ryan Lu looked kind of like O2 Deuce versus uh what's
Versus
it called?
Ryan.
Yeah, where like it was they're going run for run. I think O2 Deuce is gonna have a more consistent jumper than Lu, but Lu only beat Ray Elliott and he lost to a small guard. I think that can happen to O2 Deuce. I think O2 Deuce doesn't beat Zambia. And I think he can beat city guys,
Yes, I
like,
agree.
but he can't be a established name.
Mm.
I think
So my take
one guy
is,
that
yeah, okay, Jeremy, go ahead.
oh okay, I think one guy that he O2 Deuce can potentially beat is Keyshawn. I think him and Keyshawn they could have a. I think he could maybe just because Keyshawn's defense is not good like at all, and O2 Deuce that was his first game on the scene. I think he could really get he could get pretty good if he learns a little bit about what people really do in the scene. And Keyshawn will allow you to do what you want to do. He's even worse of a defender than Ryan. So I think that O2 Deuce defense was not that bad to me. It wasn't that bad. Like I think, and it can only improve from here, in my opinion.
So I disagree with you. I do think O2 Deuce's defense was bad. I think that's what lost him the game. I think Ryan was way too comfortable with saying, okay, I can't drive too well on O2 Deuce because he's good with his hands and stuff. I'll go deep with my jumper. And I don't think he knows what to do. I've seen these first few possessions, so I'm gonna just keep doing this for the rest of the game. And he did that. And O2 Deuce, the relaxed movement is cool when you're on offense. That's fine. It worked for him. Like his offense is fine, for that level. But for defense, no. Like, and then I guess his
Hmm.
idea of picking up the intensity was now I'm gonna have a hand up when Ryan catches the ball. I mean, but you need to be white on rice if you're gonna be going against
Maybe,
Ryan.
maybe the reason we disagree is because I didn't. You just watched the full game. I watched like maybe from when they were at like it was still like a good 10 minutes of the game, but it
Okay.
was from when they were at like 11 points, or no, it was like from like right before halftime to when they got to like 21-18.
Okay.
It was 8 to
So
2 at that point. The
it was
O2
what?
Deuce was up. O2 Deuce was up 8 to 2 at that point.
Yeah.
8-2.
So he had gotten up to eight
Oh,
to two. Yes.
oh, and then he
What?
lost the lead. I didn't
I
see
think
I wasn't even there when he was up 8-2.
I think he's like
So
Baldy, where they're because he had the shiesty and the beanie on. I think if Baldy and O2 actually tried and took like the gimmicks off and like O2 took that stuff off, I think he would have won that game because it looked like his stamina was bad because of all that.
That's a possibility, and I see people defending it in the comments, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think just take the
I
stuff
don't
I,
think
off
it's
your
a good idea
face.
neither.
Yeah, take the stuff off your nose. Breathe. Catch your air.
I'm not
Um,
defending
Yeah,
it.
I
I
think I
think
think he I think he I don't even know if he was tired because he didn't even play fast enough. Like he didn't move fast enough. But I think he should move faster.
that's
Not
that's
on
actually
not
good.
so much on offense, but definitely on defense. If you would be so like if you want to be the slow old man type of style on offense, that's fine. But for defense, you gotta be smelling dude's breath.
yeah, you got to use that lateral quickness for sure. You have to.
That is what it takes to be a good defender. You can't do the slow route on defense. That's not no, that's not working.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that full game. I barely watched it, so but I
Yeah,
liked it when I was watching it. It's just too much family was around. I had to,
fair.
but
And
yeah,
did you say you gotta go, man? Man, it's been a crazy one. We're gonna have to break this up before we put clips out, Jeremy. But this was a really good one. I think this is gonna be a great full listen. And we're heading on 2 hours 30 minutes. So, fellas, I appreciate y'all. We made this on kind of short notice. Just got texted y'all in the afternoon, and y'all were able to come through. So. We should do this again as a trio at some point, guys. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's like, comment, and subscribe. Um, and I'm gonna tag y'all, make sure that y'all aware of the show upload. But this has been a good one, guys.